Good morning, everybody. Welcome in on this Sunday morning. If y'all can hear me out there in the YouTube verse, let me know in the chat that we're good to go. I think we're okay. So, good morning, everybody. Y'all got your coffee? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's see. BMD, good to see you. Listening while I work in the kitchen. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate you. I love to listen to something when I'm in the kitchen working. As soon as I get to the kitchen, I'm like, what can I go listen to while I do this? So thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's nice to know I'm on in the background while the chores are getting done. That's my favorite thing to do, right? And Lindsay, welcome in. You're driving back to Houston. Great. Hey, don't we all love a good car ride with a good show on the radio to listen to? I loved that as well. So thank you for Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay, for coming in and listening. Be safe on your travels. Holly, welcome in. Tricia, welcome in this morning. And to my mod team, we have Butterfly joining us this morning, y'all. We got a special treat today. Before I get started, we will be live again later this evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bonnie Bell will be my guest, the sister of missing Danielle Bell. Bonnie is trying really hard to get a new law passed, Danielle's Law, and we're going to help her do everything we can because I'm not happy with that investigation. Never have been, no secret. So we're going to have Bonnie back on tonight to help discuss Danielle's Law, what's behind it, what's going on now with the case, what the family's trying to get accomplished, and how we can help spread the word to help other families, right? It's one thing to sit up here on a live stream and say, I'm here for the families. I'm here for the victims. What are you doing about that, right? It's time to put up or shut up, I think. So we're going to get that tonight, and I hope all of you will come back to watch that or at least catch it on replay and share it. It's an old case, a cold case. So why watch, right? Because there's a law involved, and we're not happy with the way these investigations are conducted. So let's be there for that. So I appreciate those who will come back for that later because it's really, really important, and it's really near and dear to my heart. So a lot's been going on with this Bryan Kohberger situation over here. And I was going to do a live today about this, and then I scheduled with Bonnie. I'm like, Kohberger, as like I always say, he will wait. He will keep. But right now, there's something going on in this case that people cannot wrap their heads around. They're all swimming in there. I get it. I get it. There's a lot to unpack with the Idaho 4 case. Always has been. And it really wasn't about did the guy do it or not. The social media push behind Bryan Kohberger has always floored me. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how social media, I'm not talking about mainstream media here, people. I'm talking about social media. Okay? Let's separate the two right now because we're going to get all in the weeds and I'm tired of being itchy. So we're sitting them mainstream media fuckers all the way down for a minute. We're coming right at social media. Okay? And for anybody who's going to sit here and miss it, open your eyes. Lauren's not the only one out there being manipulative. It started in the Idaho 4 case long before I even fucking put an eyeball on Weird Eyebrow Lady. Now, Krama Drama channels. When y'all are finished thoroughly investigating each other and taking each other to fucking church all day for 10 hours at a time live, step away for a moment. Remember why you're here, allegedly. Remember, it's to call out these big, bad, grifting, true crime people. Remember, that was the goal, I think. I'm not sure. When I was first tuned into them years ago, it's, hey, go look, they're calling out those bad apples. Oh, really? That's nice. I'm not sure what happened, but nobody looks at the Idaho 4 case. Nobody looks at what the families still go through today, all these years later. Nobody bothers to look at what they're doing to surviving roommates. Why? Bryan Kohberger case went away. It doesn't get the clicks and views. Is it not the cash cow that Lauren Matthias might be? Asking for a friend. Now, I'm not going to focus on them too much because I'm probably going to focus a little bit about what they should be focused on, but we're going to let everybody do them on the internet, and I'm going to do it my way in my time. Excuse me. Coffee went down the wrong way. All right. Now, before I go any further, I'm also going to tell you again, I have no fancy credentials to bring to you today. I am not a journalist. That's my friend Andy Kopsa. And what an amazing friend and journalist that woman has turned out to be. Okay. I'm not that. I'm not a law tube attorney. I've got no education when it comes to law. I've got no doctoring degrees in my background to bring you the psychological impact of the cases and what they do to families, but I'm a common sense kind of person. I am a critical thinker, and I know the facts of the Bryan Kohberger case. And if you don't know the facts and why what Cy Ray is saying is important, take a moment and try to figure it out before you go all in on this is bullshit. It's easy to say that, right? And let me also say this. Cy Ray's not new to me at all. I've known about Cy Ray for years. A lot of us who unpacked every single document in the Idaho 4 case knew about the defense expert witness list many, many moons ago. And many of us dove in deep. Experts matter. Their opinions matter. How much they get paid. What's their track record? What's their history? All the things that should be important, we already looked into years ago. So we knew what we were dealing with, who we were dealing with, and what his history was. So for anybody to think I'm not informed, please stick around and you'll see. I love to be informed. I can't get on here and have a conversation with you guys, open, honest, and fair, if I don't go do my due diligence and be informed myself. Right? I don't know how I can sit up here and I can sit up here and cackle, but I don't know what good's going to come of it at the end of the day. What I don't want people to miss about the Bryan Kohberger case and the Idaho 4 case is something that's always been there. And I don't know why I call it the Idaho 4 effect, because it's massive. And right now, that strong social media push for Bryan Kohberger in support of, that has always been there from day one, has never died down. It goes full force. And I'm going to show y'all a little bit of that, and how now they're going to TikTok and warning everybody over on the TikToks, get your ass to YouTube and find out the real truth about Bryan Kohberger and the surviving roommate, Dylan Mortensen. What? They're not knowledgeable on the TikTok? You want them to come to YouTube to find out the truth about Bryan Kohberger? Well, let's show the world what y'all say about Bryan Kohberger. Now, anybody who's going to sit around and say, poor family, poor Steve and Olivia, let me remind y'all something. Before Brian Entin held his show with Cy Ray on panel with the families, Jesse Weber did it first. Steve Gonsalves asked for that interview. Don't miss that part. The family member, the father of the victim, he asked for it. Your opinions, YouTube, don't really fucking matter. He asked for it. He's all that matters in my eyes. Now, why would Steve Gonsalves do that? Why would he want to unpack all that on real time on TV and emotions and blah, blah, blah? You want to know why? Because he's fucking mad. He wants you and the world to know exactly what he already knows, and he wants somebody with a set of fucking balls to tell him more, and that's more than the prosecutor in Latah County will give him. Don't miss it. Now, if I appear to be a little aggressive, because the push for Bryan Kohberger has always been extremely aggressive. When they talk about the case, it's extremely aggressive from one particular creator. Others want to come off as I'm so smart. I'm an attorney. I'm a family law attorney. By God, listen to me. Honey, you wrote it on a song about Dylan Mortensen and you can't let it go. Lots of critical thinking coming from that camp. You have to know and understand the case to even understand what's happening right now. And Cy Ray, right now, is the only person willing to come in and speak up and tell the world about the monster known as Bryan Kohberger. You can call it a cleanup. He's trying to clean up his reputation. Really? Did he have a bad one to start with? What do you know? That one case in Colorado? Do your homework, please. We've known about that for years. What's it got to do with this case? That was a whole different track system. Go figure out why that happened. And when you figure it out, come over here and we'll talk. I'm cool. I love a good conversation. Especially those critical conversations. You can't, god dang, the weeds are so fucking focused on the weather. Yeah, it's fucking hot. What about it? See, that's where I go with them conversations. I just cannot sometimes. It's like, can we not? Now, there's been a large focus on that little Lauren Matthias. And ma'am, Miss Lauren Matthias, why are you doxing people who speak out against you, by the way? Commenters in the comment section. You don't like what they said. Who's next, Lauren Matthias? Me? Andy? Jay? Okramo, they dabble with you every now and then when they're bored with themselves. Who's next? We're not worried about Christina. You'd already done it. You know, you done tried to take care of that situation. This is bullshit we're seeing. A grown-ass woman named Hidden True Crime going to go live for 9 solid motherfucking hours and cry to the world and rock like a damn 2-year-old and tell everybody how she is stalked, and we cannot legally call Kohberger a stalker, Laura Matthias. You're putting out misinformation about the law, ma'am. That's stalking it's a whole thing, or Lauren, and there's a law behind it, and each state has a different set of laws pertaining to stalking allegations. Look it up. Google is actually your friend on a good day. Actually your friend on a good day. And always side-eye that little bitch too. Like, oh, are you coming with correctness? Or you got your date a little wrong? You said this happened and that's tomorrow. Be careful out there on them streets. Google sometimes be trying to fool you. So careful where you get your information from. Google could also steer you down the wrong path because it might populate an unpopular video for you to go watch by accident. And oh boy, then you'll be like the Custody Queens girls. I saw a video on YouTube that said Dylan Mortensen was shady, and by God, I'm going to go start a channel. And by God, I'm going to show the world she's a fucking guilty little bitch. All right, Custody Queens, calm down over there, girl. Calm down. That could have been your long-ass blonde hair. I'm just saying. I heard DNA sheds everywhere, and we're all in trouble, Custody Queens. Careful now, girl. Careful what you say. I might need an alibi. Or 2. Or 3. Does Ron count? Does Ron exist? Ron, clear your robotic, weird voice. See, I can do it too. I can be petty. I can be in the weeds. I can go for 9 hours and talk about your fucking bald head if you want me to. But I'd rather not. Okay, let's get to something that I want to show you guys. I was working hard yesterday. Not really. But I was teaching myself a thing or two because I love to learn and I love to map killers. And I've been trying to map that motherfucker, Bryan Kohberger, for a long time. Every little tidbit I could pick up, every breadcrumb, give it to me. Because what I'm tired of seeing, Idaho, state of Idaho, Judge Hippler, Bill Thompson. I'm a little sick of seeing all those videos y'all are releasing on all the roommates and all of the friends in Moscow, Idaho. Where's the arrest video of Bryan Christopher Kohberger? And why can't we see it? Don't blame it on Pennsylvania's little weird ass. We might have a sunshine law today, might not. Takesy backsy. You got 3 days to ask for it. Otherwise, you're fucked. Really? It wasn't entered into Moscow, Idaho evidence? Nowhere? Not one time? Asking for the critical thinkers out there who are still waiting on the video. What about that bear cat rolling up into the driveway? Are you in there, Kohberger? Have you hidden all your DNA yet? What about that video? Can we get that too? Waiting. Been waiting for a long time. You made Plunder beat her head against a fucking wall, thank you. She's a nice lady and didn't deserve all that. People are out there really trying to do their due diligence in this case, Shaw, and people need to back off and sit down for a minute and really understand what's happening here. Because there has been a huge, like I said, social media push for Bryan Kohberger that has never, ever, ever, ever let up. And now it's in full force. We've got Jules of True Crimes Reactions. It's changed. Jules of all trades. That's what I knew her as. Like I said, stayed in my lane. She stayed in hers. Never really had a beef. We have discussed this case. We used to be in the same community. I've seen it all. I already know what I'm dealing with there. People like to tell me all the time what's going on over there. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's nothing new. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So the thing about her that's bothered me the most, because, hey, do you, girl? You want to unpack every document like I have? Do it. You want to have a different take and a view than me? Do it. I'm okay with that. Doesn't bother me at all, because I've literally been waiting on the Kohbergers to show me proof he didn't do it, because I feel like they can, if it's there, by God, they're going to find it, y'all. So I check in every now and then to be sure. I haven't seen anything yet. But anyway, so I let them have at their little fun, right? But what I don't like is how hard you come after Steve and Christy Gonzalez. And I haven't missed it. Never have. Been pretty vocal about it. Am I the only one that sees it? Chroma drama. I mean, am I the only one that sees it? Because I'm going to tell you what I do around here, and I've done it from day one. I support Steve and Christy Gonzalez. I have had arguments in chats with people about that family. Leave them alone. Steve Gonzalez doesn't have the right to come say whatever he feels like, but you can get on the internet and say what the fuck you feel like? Who are you? Where'd you come from? You got all your babies in the bed tonight, safe and sound? Count your blessings and shut the fuck up. Simple as that. Why are we only caring about certain families being destroyed on the internet? We pick and choose what we do today, what's popular, what's popping. What are we doing? And let me make this real clear. This is not a pro-burger channel. When I tell you there may be problems to worry about that Bryan Kohberger could have a shot, that don't mean I think this motherfucker's innocent. Let's make that real clear for anybody who may have missed it from the back. And before I get going, I don't always watch chat when I'm going, but my mods know how I feel. If you come in this chat and you are a known troll, no questions, you're just gone immediately. We don't fuck around over here with the trolls in the Idaho 4 case. And if you're the pretend group of trolls that like to troll for the fun of it because you're bored today, we know about all your accounts too. Try us. Now, if you want to come correct with an opposing opinion and state your case logically, have at it. Have at it. I welcome it. But if you come in here and you're going to go after a family member, especially the Gonzalez family, take all the fucking seats. In fact, run back to your karma drama and see what's happening today in their real lives. That's more fun, right? Yeah, that's more fun. That's more fun today. It's fucking giving me a fucking headache. I see you, and I see what's really important on these YouTube streets. I can't miss that shit. My eyes are wide open, and I'm a critical thinker, and I don't miss a lot of things people wish I did. And sometimes I know when to just go, oh, girl, zip it. Don't say a word. Let this play out in real time. Just watch from afar as usual. Now let me see if I can grab this because I had to. How am I going to do this? Let's see. Can I pull up the Tiki Talkies? Oh, I don't like the Tiki Takas. I created a TikTok one time. I created a TikTok account before I was live streaming. One goal and one intention: to produce the documents in the Idaho 4 case, because TikTok girls were a fucking hot mess express. Didn't know nothing. Don't know the documents, don't know where to find them, but by God, they had some big tales to tell on the TikTok about the Brian Koberger of it all without reading the first document. Like, well, damn, little girls, sit down. Let me bring you some knowledge. So if you run across a TikTok account, whatever it's called, Salty Sleuth, I don't even know what it's called anymore. Yeah, it's inactive. I don't fuck around over there. I used to produce documents and a lot of shorts counteracting what I saw happening. That was my goal, and that's all I did. Okay, so that's that. Because I was sick and tired of seeing these families drug on TikTok and the victims drug all over TikTok. I'm not here to change people's minds. Let's make that real clear. Okay, my shows will not be about changing minds. That ain't my job. Forrest Gump's mama gave me good advice one time, and I took it because she's a wise lady. She told me I couldn't fix stupid, so I stopped trying. But what I can do is help with the other social media push I'm about to give. I'm going to push right the fuck back. That's what we do here. That's what I'm going to do. Y'all want to push? I'm going to push right back. And don't miss what Saray was trying to tell y'all. Now, I don't know what to make about these experts coming on YouTube talking. I know what I think is happening. I know what I think. Because before Saray ever stepped foot onto the YouTube streets in the past 12, 13 days, did y'all miss the fact that Chris Whitcomb, author of Broken Plea, came out hot with a big shiny book and went all over Custody Queens to brag about the book and to put out a ton of misinformation in the Brian Koberger case? And of course, they all latched on like hungry little wolves. And he cites Dr. Brent Turvey's expert opinion about a cleanup and hair in Ethan's hands and all this other crazy shit, and a ping pong table being the crust of the case. Next thing you know, we got Dr. Brent Turvey now coming on to the Custody Queens to tell them all, yes, the book is correct. Koberger's innocent. Hair in Ethan's hands. And then he told them all they were all jacking off to Dylan Mortensen content. Like, sir, slow down. They think she did it, sir. What'd you do, Turvey? You upset the system. But they ignored it and they let him go. They're like, oh, he didn't say that out loud, did he? But he's here for Koberger, so it doesn't matter. He just called us jack-offs. Oh, and he laughed and called them fangirls, and they didn't care because he was saying Koberger was innocent. All right, after all that happened, Saray was reached out to because they all think, hey, Saray's going to come in and do the same thing, right? Was he mentioned in Chris Whitcomb's book, by the way? All y'all that bought it and read it and hold lives to go over each chapter. Does it real anywhere? I'm still waiting. I don't want to read that motherfucking book. I'm letting y'all do it, and then I can catch your thumbnail headlines, and I'll know what it said. Right? That's how I operate. Thumbnails, right, Trisha? Them thumbnails. Hi, god dang. My social experiment with the thumbnails is still underway. You're welcome. I'll let you know at the end of my results what the results. At the end of my study, I'll release my results, by the way. My big epic thumbnail study. Do I really need a really crazy AI thumbnail to drive the viewers, or can I just put a title out? Which is going to work here to drive my metrics? Let me go check my back end. Hold on. Fuck, I don't care. I don't care. Y'all see my crazy ass thumbnails are fucking simple, right? Do I need it? I'm like, what's going on? I can't anymore. I can't. All right. Sorry. I'm going to get off on a tangent there. Let's go see what this little TikTok said. Hold on. I'm scared of the TikTok. Scared of the TikTok. Oh, hold on. This video played in my head, and it was too loud. All right. Let me get this girl's shit pulled up. Or her work. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to start a fire. I didn't start the fire. Maybe I did. Sometimes I'm holding the matches and I look around, ain't nobody but me. And I'm like, oh fuck, that was me. Shit. All right, never mind. Sometimes when the world's burning down, I might be the one holding the fucking match. Let's see, where you at, little girly girl? Oh, people done stole up all your names, Jules. They like, oh goodness. How many of y'all's be copying that lady? Copycats. Can't get no original bullshit. Like everybody in that one chat. You should change your name, Salty. Then nonsense wouldn't confuse you with another Salty. Hey, slow down, girls. I had my name for years. That heifer was about to go at me on a live stream with thousands of people watching, saying I did some fuckery in that Sebastian Rogers case, and it wasn't even me. I was told to calm down. Well, I am sorry. Like I was the one doing something wrong. Girl, sit down. And if you're going to sit out there and go hardcore with your facts, get them fucking right. Because I'm a baby channel and you could have done a lot of damage to my little baby channel over here. Couldn't you? Nonsense. I happened to be watching that day in my kitchen in the background when I'm like, my name is brought up. Fuck, I ain't done nothing. But drop some knowledge about how Truth and Clue met for y'all that know everything. Okay, enough of that. Let's go see if we can find this heifer, this girl, this lady, this thing. I'm tired of being nice. I'm a grown ass woman too, by the way, with a loud motherfucking mouth. Have you met me? Don't get me started. Don't come at me. Don't come for me. And do not tell me, it's okay, Salty, calm down, change your name. What the fuck? What the actual fuck, lady? And chat. Fuck. Y'all found Sebastian Rogers yet? Let me ask y'all that question. No, just the goods on one another. Okay, that's what I thought. Bye. See, I'm not in the mood. I'm just not in the motherfucking mood. You call yourself this and that, but this whole family's being annihilated all over the YouTubes, and y'all don't seem to fucking notice. You too worried about what Granny and that one lady did to one another. Fuck. Y'all didn't know to stay out of that to start at the jump. You didn't know to stay out of it from jump. Okay, I get it. I'm going to start a fire I can't put out in a minute. They're going to run tell her I said something. Watch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. There goes everybody's fucking notifications. They're going to hold a live stream later and talk about me because I said something for 5 fucking minutes. Okay. I may or may not be in chat. I might have to be to set the record straight. All right, here's her. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Let's get back to what we came here for. People spreading misinformation in the Idaho 4 case and tearing down the victims along the way. I care, always have. Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. What, I got you muted? Hold on. I do. 'Cause you're a little much. A little much.
Everything is alleged.
Oh Lord, is this the right video?
Everything.
What? You've been keeping a secret.
Everything is alleged.
What's this? Today I get to tell it.
All right, I
Oh,
gotta stop for a second, guys.
yeah, I bet.
I was just given the go-ahead to give you some information.
Oh,
I have just been given the okay to tell you guys from Melissa Kohberger herself that her and her entire family believe that Brian is completely innocent. She just gave me via email the permission to go ahead and let you guys know that we have been in contact now for months. We have been emailing back and forth. We don't talk about the case. We talk about struggles, how she's been feeling through all of this, stuff that's been going on with her parents in way of, holidays, things like that.
that's super interesting. Super duper interesting, actually. Huh. That's all y'all talk about, Jules? Really?
I gave her a heads up the other day
Uh-oh.
that Steve Gonsalves came out here and said that Mike Baker.
You gave her a heads up about Steve Gonsalves? Sit the fuck down. You want to talk to Mel? Have at it. I don't care. Oh.
Called them and called Steve and told them about Kohberger filing his petition.
Oh, Mike Baker, you're in trouble, you two-faced little bitch.
She didn't know. She didn't know. But what she did say, so, okay, I messaged her on Monday and I said, Mel, oh my God, I just saw the article. She responded today, because it's every few days we go back and forth. Yes, I can finally openly say I believe in my brother's innocence. I said, I wish I could share this, but I'm glad it's out there in some way. It was time. She just said, you can share this. I believe he's innocent. Yes. And I said, well, that means I would officially have to tell them that we've been in contact. If you're okay with that, I am. And I'll say it as soon as you tell me to, but only if you want to. You guys already know how I was with Xana's mom and everything else.
Oh, we do. We do. I'm well schooled in all that. Remember that live stream you and what's that fucking heifer's name? That old ass lady. Oh, God dang, what's her name? She ain't around no more. Everybody ran her the fuck out of here. Y'all went behind the scenes and contacted Kara Northington, got her to come on a live YouTube stream, and totally made a fucking fiasco out of the whole thing. The woman was not in a good way. You exploited Xana Kernodle's mother. You talked to her behind the scenes. Y'all got her on a YouTube. Y'all decided it was okay to do a fundraiser or a GoFundMe for an addict, a full-blown addict who was unpacking her daughter's death in real time and consuming shit like that little clown guy's content. The clown guy's content got to Kara Northington. Parents coming to the internet seeking information on their child's death found TikTok and people like you.
Just said, my mom wanted to add the whole family believes he's innocent and she doesn't care if you share that. Then she added, that's completely fine with me. You can let them know we've been in contact. This is a verified contact. Y'all know who I am. She reached out to me because
we can trust it. We know we can, y'all, by God, we can trust it.
Of how unbiased I have been.
What if you faked the communication with Mel Kohberger? Oh my God. It says it's real though. I've seen the receipts, but I don't know. I'm skeptical. I've been told shit can be fabricated.
In the way that they've reacted. And I have even,
although Mel, you're not afraid of the TikTok DMs, are you, Miss Ma'am? Are you? No, you're not. Come to find out, what's that, a long time ago? Me, you, and Carrie Rawson. What?
Even admitted to her, I know that I can be really harsh on the Gonsalveses. And even though I feel like the emotions on that side of thing are extremely pure. Extremely pure. You can tell.
Aw, it's pure. It's pure.
None of the conversations I've had with Melissa have ever given me any sort of red flag.
Oh, man. All right, if y'all are fans of Jules, that's fine, but she didn't get a red flag, so we're good to go. It's
been very, very mellow, very, I mean, humble is really like the only word I can really give you. Very down to earth, very realistic, very open, very down to earth. But yeah, we've been in contact for a few months now via email. I'm glad I can actually finally tell you guys. So she just sent me this. She says, I know there's some things I can't talk about at the moment, but still, I thank everyone for their support. I told you guys in passing over the past few months or so that I know the family watches. I know they pay attention to the things that we're paying attention to. That's why I said once we have a go-ahead, we're down.
I know where Jules resides. I mean, I know what state, but it don't matter to me. Like, I literally don't care where any of these people reside in the country. To me, that's a form of, why do we even, we don't, Jules has never made it a secret she's from Texas. Just like, hey, Jay, we don't make it a secret we're from Florida, right? Pick a state, throw a fucking dart at the wall. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, she's over there in Texas. I don't know if she's a real Texan. Claims that she is, but I'm not so sure. A new breed Texan. She's not a 10-gallon hat kind of Texan.
Why I kept telling you guys, don't donate to anything. Now, we haven't had any discussions, but I knew that if...
Okay, well, whatever. Let me find that one where you're telling everybody to come to the YouTubes. Hold on, lady. Is this
if you have suddenly found yourself...
Oh, yeah, this is it. So Jules of all trades, whatever her name is these days, claims that she's in communication with Bryan Kohberger's sister. If she wants to talk to Mel, fine, but don't miss what's happening right there. If Bryan Kohberger's family firmly believes in his innocence, they're going to use social media to help garner the push to get all that out there, right? Oh, we ain't gonna miss Dago. None of these there's a running list. Nobody can with that guy. Nobody can with that guy, Jay. Y'all, Dago ain't gonna mess with me. I can sit here and I can go 4 hours, and that dude he will probably not go live and counteract it. He's a little afraid. Just a little scared. Just a tiny bit scared. I got proof. I got the proof. There you go. Should we go down that road again for shits and motherfucking giggles? That could be as good as Joe Schmo. Huh, Dago? These men like to fuck around and find out. Anyway, let's find out what Jules says.
Extremely interested in the Idaho student murder case. Please do not take the Netflix documentary as gospel. There is a lot of incorrect and very much missing information. Come to YouTube. Hi, I have paid thousands of dollars for official documents, evidence, interviews, and information from the Moscow Police Department, as has several other channels over on YouTube. Dylan was not asleep. She was up all night. She was on social media, taking pictures, taking videos. She also did not call the rest of the roommates, and Bethany was the only one that answered. Bethany called Dylan first, and she's been lying ever since. We have several interviews from her. We have more interviews from Bethany. Come to YouTube. Come find out the truth. If you have suddenly found yourself extremely interested in the Idaho student murder case, please do not take the Netflix documentary as gospel. There is a lot of incorrect and very much missing information. Come to YouTube. Hi, I have paid thousands of dollars for official documents, evidence, interviews, and information from the Moscow Police Department, as has several other channels over on YouTube. Dylan was not asleep. She was up all night. She was on social media.
Okay, y'all need to understand, I'm not going to share any of these people and encourage y'all to go watch it, but I'm trying to show y'all what's out there. Okay, bigger conversation. Let's peel back the layers and get out of the weeds. They're wackadoodle. Obviously. Aren't Lauren's consumers wackadoodle too? But we'll spend 4 months debating it and talking about them and blah, 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 to the fucking point it's nauseating. Let's show why it's important for Steve G to get this information he is trying so hard to get out there. And if Cy Ray's the only one willing to have a conversation with him, then let's support that. And please understand what Steve is really going through. I can sit here and say, poor family. That family asked for that conversation on that stream, y'all. Steve and Olivia are not fragile. They're far from fragile. And they're sick of this shit right here. And they always have been. And if I need to help them be a voice, by God, I'll do it. Because over here, I really mean it when I say the victims matter. And the Idaho 4 victims absolutely matter to me far more than any of these motherfuckers right here. But I don't like the way they treat the victims. You can question the Kohberger case all day long. That is your right. I will not stop you. But what you don't need to do is attack a family just for speaking out. And we probably shouldn't assume a damn thing about a family's motives out here. We're nobodies.
Taking pictures, taking videos. She also did not call the rest of the roommates, and Bethany was the only one that answered.
So, y'all want to know why they're still going after Dylan Mortensen? Remember the victim in this case, a surviving victim, being annihilated on YouTube by a bunch of fucking women. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay.
Answered. Bethany called.
Not Lauren. Was Lauren doing it too? Oh, fuck.
Dylan first, and she's been lying ever since. We have several interviews from her. We have more interviews from Bethany. Come to YouTube. Come find out the truth.
Let's go. Let's go look at the YouTube truth of the Bryan Kohberger case. Let's go take a look-see-loo. And we're going to get into the importance of Cy-Ray here in just a minute before I wrap it up for the day, because I do have a really big show coming up this evening when I bring Bonnie Bell on to talk about her sister, Danielle Bell, still missing over 20 years later. And we are trying hard to get a new law passed called Danielle's Law. So any of y'all who will tune in for that, I appreciate you. That I will appreciate y'all coming back in for that show. We'll see. Maybe I did this show on purpose to see if people would come back for that show. Could be a part of my social experiment. I'm not real sure yet how I haven't decided. Actually, that's fake. I just made all that up, see? But I'm not half-ass playing. I'll look around the YouTubes tonight and see what's popping off and see where everybody's at and see how many views my show ends up getting. Not for me. It's not about me. It's about a missing child and changing a law. So we'll get there. Now let's go take a look at the streets and see what's happening out there as far as FOIA requests and information being released. And y'all, there's still a lot of sealed documents in this case, and I don't know why. Go ask the state of Idaho. Go ask them why they will not unseal all the documents pertaining to Bryan Kohberger. Because a lot of things Cy-Ray's trying to talk about, the world don't know about yet because it's not unsealed. But those of us who've read every document know exactly what he's talking about. It's not confusing to me. I'm clocking it all, Cy-Ray. Whether you're full of shit or not, I'm going to give you the floor and hear you out the same way I did Whitcomb and Turvey and Ann Taylor. I'm going to hear you out because I'm still on the fence about your intentions, obviously, but you're the only one speaking out against Bryan Kohberger. So I'm going to give you that. Because you got a bunch of them saying he's not the guy. Cy-Ray's the only one saying he is the guy. So I'm not going to go at the guy for that. But I understand what he's trying to tell everybody at the same time. Okay, this is a YouTube channel. Let me pull it up and show you guys. I just want to show you guys what state of Idaho continues to do. And you got to start asking yourself, if we're going to cover a lot of, I don't know, true crime. If you're going to cover crimes, understand the legal implications. Ask yourself, what are you doing, Bill Thompson? I've been asking that question since the plea deal was signed. Something wasn't right. Something is off. And in this case, in the Idaho 4 case, it's always been something is off. I always felt that's the guy, right? I'm seeing what I see in documents telling me, yeah, that's probably the guy. But what is off about this case then? Maybe the Supreme Court will figure it out one day, like Sleuthy Goosey and I discussed 3 years ago on a Twitter space. This is a channel called Connor. I have no beef with this guy. None. All he does, I don't know who it is. All they do on this channel is put out interviews after interview after interview from FOIA request. In the Idaho 4 case. PayPal is right there in case you want to donate to the cause. Remember, Jules said they've all spent thousands of dollars getting FOIA requests. Anytime a document's released in the Idaho 4 case, anytime a new supplemental report is issued, ban the FOIA request, or ding, 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 they're going nuts. Well, we saw this in a report. Can we get this under FOIA? And they're driving the clerk of court in Idaho and fucking sane. They call them up, they leave them messages, they go at it with them. You didn't honor my last request. You're saying it's a whole thing over there, y'all. Are people watching Lauren so much they have missed it all? I have the capacity for a lot of things at once, and I cannot miss ever what they're doing to the Idaho 4 case. It's my pet peeve, actually. It's my pet peeve. Idaho 4, Bianca Perez interview 12/6/22, Tim DeWolf interview 11/18/2022, Kaylee McCockney's interview, Sophia Whitehead's interview. These are all police conducted interviews with friends of the victims. And they're being annihilated also by YouTube. Oh, that was a sketchy statement. Did you hear that? I don't trust that. I got to go find this out. Who was this? They're doxing these people. And the state of Idaho is okay with it. But they won't give us the goods on Bryan Kohberger. Again, Bill Thompson, why? You're okay with this, right? You know your number one witness is annihilated on YouTube. You knew that before you decided to take the plea deal. You knew your number one witness was problematic, Bill Thompson. You knew that. I can't sit here as a grown woman and say she wasn't. I'll be stupid if I do. She didn't do anything. But man, she made some bad decisions that night and a lot of wishy-washy statements. I got a guy with eyebrows. I got a fireman. It was problematic, y'all, whether you like it or not. It was. But that doesn't mean it was going to break the case. Like, it was all going to hinge on Dylan. Ann Taylor was going to have to decide before court, how am I going to handle that girl on the witness stand? Am I going to totally annihilate her? Or am I going to come in and use reverse psychology on her? I think Ann would have opted for the reverse psychology to try to trip her up, just in case. That's just my analogy. My armchair analysis. I may have gotten a decent night's sleep last night. Caleb Jacobson. I'll interview 1 and 2. Kaylee Gonzalez at the Hayden Walmart gas station. Any footage of Bryan Kohberger at gas stations? Any? Not at the DMV flirting with the little girl at the thing. Not her. Kaylee at the Walmart. I've done viewed it. It was fucking sad. I sat there and was like, 11/9/2022. Kaylee walks into this store. And that's all the video is, showing Kaylee's movements at the gas station. That poor child has no idea her world is going to end in a couple of days. But we can't get the arrest video for Bryan Kohberger. Yeah, the jolly looking. Yeah, people call him Santa Claus, but I'm a grown lady. I don't want to call men daddy, and I don't want Santa Claus coming. Okay, I'm good. He's just an old fucking man. I got so sick of hearing that Santa Claus. I'm trying to talk about case discussion, and why we talking about a Santa Claus? That's odd. You know what I mean? That's where I sit with shit like that. We don't really. I don't really. I'm just showing y'all what they're releasing out there and what these people are doing. Y'all go tune into any of their live streams, you'll see it. Jack Showalter disturbing the peace. That was a FOIA request somebody got because they all think hoodie guy here, Jack Showalter, you're still suspicious, sir. You were seen walking from the grub truck down to from the bar corner club to the grub truck with the girls, asking Maddie, "What'd you say to Adam?" "I told Adam everything," she says back. That was enough to set the internet on fire, wasn't it? They still trying to figure out what Maddie told Adam. Peter's interview, they went after you, Peter, long before they really knew who you was, didn't they? There's Peter again. Kennedy Fitzgerald, Jack Showalter's first interview, Jack Showalter's second interview. You're prime suspect number 2 outside of Dylan Mortensen, aren't you? Oh, for them anyway. Trent and Ryan Moffat. And then over here we got Kyle's interview, Sigma Chi guys. Michael Koberger voicemail after the arrest. Don Daniels. Oh, Miss Don Daniels, I need that search warrant signed, but I'm concerned about that IGG. Me too, Miss Ma'am. I didn't miss it. We didn't miss it all that time ago, and it's about to rear its ugly little head all over again, Miss Don Daniels. You're a very smart lady cop, and I liked you from the jump because you knew, do y'all got more than IGG to get this warrant? They're like, oh, shh, Don, shh. We're going to lie later and say WSU found the car. Shh, Don. Be quiet. Mind your business, ma'am. Leslie Reback interview, Drew Carter, Mason's interview, John's interview, Kelvin's interview, Conrad's interview, Officer Morris Scene Security Part 1, Officer Morris Scene Security Part 2, Humane Society call when they come to get Murphy, Warner's body cam video, and they just pick those videos apart of the body cam. They are like looking in the background. There's a crock over there. Where's it's made? It's outside the bathroom. A cleanup happened. Oh my God, that thing in the corner. Is that debris? Is it hair? What's going on here? See that blood spot on the wall? Cops must have missed it. Can you see that? It's diluted. Lord help them. Lord help their critical thinking has left the motherfucking building. Jordan. And it goes on and on and on and on and on, because this is what the state of Idaho is choosing to release to everyone. But nothing on Brian Christopher Koberger. You want to see the families walk into the police station to be told their child is dead? You can do so on YouTube. You won't hear the actual conversation, but you can see them walk in. Santa Kernodle's dad and sister, Ethan Chapin's mom and dad. Yeah, you can see it all on YouTube. Raw security camera. What'd you say to Adam? Rosinski, Walmart follow-up. You're saying this man in here trying to purchase shit? This is what he looks like. He's got the bushy eyebrows. Jack DeCour. Jack DeCour, man, that boy's caught a lot of hell on the internet, y'all. Kaylee Gonzalez's boyfriend. On again, off again. We're young. We're trying to figure out our life. We love each other dearly, but my God, I need space. We're young. Let's figure it out. Numerous calls made to Jack that night. He was at the corner club, saw Kaylee, and Maddie. That night, Kaylee's trying to reach him for, all ringing his phone off the hook. Jack's like, not tonight, Kaylee. Go to bed. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Everybody made a big deal about that too, except for Steve Gonzalez. When Steve Gonzalez finally got his hands on this boy, we're talking, when he got up to the scene and told the cops who he was and what his relationship to the girl in the house was, one of them, they immediately asked him, have a seat in the back of the cop car. We'll talk to you in a minute. They shut the door, and then you hear the two cops talking. Hey, this kid just walked up and said one of these girls is his girlfriend. They're both like, oh, we got questions, right? And rightfully so. Steve Gonsalves had a laundry list of questions for Jack DeCour when he finally got his hands on him, because Jack was taken down to the police station and put through the fucking interrogation ringer. His phone was taken. When he finally got a hold of the G's, he went straight to their house and was completely devastated. And Steve said, I want to see your body. I want to take pictures. Do you got scratches? Do you got marks? I need to fucking know, boy. So people who tell you Jack DeCour was never investigated are grossly misinformed. In fact, Idaho has allowed documents to come out about how they investigated Jack DeCour's mental health records at the University of Idaho. Idaho out there doing their due diligence, interviewing all these people. Kohberger's name not one time comes up. So again, how did you get to my client? Ann Taylor asked that question that day. And we think you're lying about how you got there. In fact, Cy, you are a little misinformed on one thing. That's why you're confusing people. You're telling them they would have got to Kohberger without IgG. But you're basing that on the probable cause affidavit saying WSU found the car. Well, let's take a look-see-loo about what that chief said about that car. Chief Jenkins from WSU. Now, one thing about Jules, she keeps asking people, I seen you, Jules, ask, what about this? I've asked, what about that too? Everything she questions may not be wrong. Our motives I don't have a motive. I'm just on the right side of whatever. If I saw one thing that says Kohberger was innocent, I'd be out here telling you. I wouldn't pretend. Why would I do that? That's weird. But this was said. And it was said a long time ago, right after this plea deal was signed. And I was like, wait, excuse me, sir. Because that's not what the probable cause affidavit says. The thing that got all the warrants for Bryan Kohberger's search warrants, all those things that matter. All right. I want y'all to listen to this carefully, because it's important. And y'all can sit here and blow all this off. Kohberger ain't got a chance in hell. Maybe not. Post-conviction relief is extremely hard to get and prove, but it happens every day in our country. And right now we have several high-profile cases being granted new trials, like it or not. Big question is, will Rick Allen get one too come September after oral arguments are heard before the Indiana Supreme Court, where it matters? People don't care the killer's in prison. Are you sure? If you care about justice, you should care about those oral arguments. You should care about why cases are overturned to start with, why post-conviction relief is granted to start with. Don't be mad at the process. Don't be mad at the process. You might need it one day. Be mad about what you should really be mad about, right? All right, let me get this pulled up. Right here. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let me get to my right playlist. Oh, goodness. Are they going at it already? Lordy help. The Lord, it's Sunday. Y'all say a prayer. Say a prayer for some of these folks. Y'all sit it down and walk away. Don't lose Jesus like Lauren and Grayson. Don't do that. You can get a little upset with him from time to time. He expects it. He's okay with that. But don't lose him. If you feel like you had, put the phone down, the computer down, and step away and go find something to frolic around in the backyard about. I got to pull up my own shit here. Because, y'all, how they got to Bryan Kohberger, like it or not, matters. Casey Anthony walking out of a courtroom, a free fucking woman, mattered. And it wasn't because they had an idiot jury, y'all. It wasn't because they had an idiot jury who fell for some fuckery by a defense attorney. No. Stop it. That's the weeds. That's surface level. Easy to get up here and rant about. But that's not what happened in that case. There was not dumb jury. In fact, that jury took their jury instructions very seriously. And I remember thinking when that judge read those instructions, oh boy, I took them seriously. I remember feeling the weight of those jury instructions. That's where I sit with these cases. I don't want to come out here and talk about the gore and oh my God. It's fucking sickening, y'all. Sitting in the Lindsay Clancy trial, I told y'all a week before it ever happened it was going to be important, and I wanted to cover it for that reason. I never side-eyed it and go, oh, gross, she killed her kids, I can't do it. I need to understand what happened there, right? And that's where it's not because it's the gore and I'm into that. It's fucking heavy. It makes my stomach turn. I don't enjoy a lot of what I do, but I love to understand it. And if I chose crime as my thing, then that's what I did. Apparently, a lot of y'all did too. So I'm not going to sit up here and say icky to stupid shit, right? When I know what's important, and I'm trying to keep it that way. I'm trying to pull up something that's not working properly. 1 minute. I need to focus. Because I want to play this part and then talk about why some of what Cyree said was really important. Because if I just sit here and chalk it up to, oh, he's just an expert coming out trying to redeem himself or get a new job or make himself look better, oh, good God, okay, okay. Maybe I'm a critical thinker, duh, but come on, let's look at the bigger picture here as well. And I'm still pulling up the wrong thing. That's my bad. Here we go. I forgot I had two different. There it is. I had two different things. Because everybody's going to tell y'all that they would have got to Bryan Kohberger, they would have got to Bryan Kohberger, they would have got. How do y'all think they got to? And I'm really asking a legit question. Because if we want to understand this case and unpack it, we have to get to the nuts and bolts of it. Like, you have to. If this guy's got a shot, we need to understand how that happened. I want to anyway. All right, let me get this at the beginning of that conversation. This was an interview done with Anjanette Levy with Chief Jenkins of WSU. Now, why is it important? Because he's going to tell you something that is completely opposite of what the probable cause affidavit and everybody's going to try to tell you, including Cyree. This is why I kept saying last night, Jay, over there, because I know it was hard to follow me. Cy's confused about this part. And I don't know what he saw in Discovery and didn't see. How he was a phone data guy, guys, right? So he's going to be limited scope as to what he actually sees in the case. Now, the prosecution will tell you WSU found that car. The probable cause affidavit says we found that car. I have brought that up. I have read that to you guys here on the internet, the probable cause affidavit where it states that. In fact, let me get that up because this is important. I'm not playing in the fucking weeds. I'm not doing it. I'm sick of them. Because if there's going to be a giant social media push to prop up Bryan Kohberger and annihilate victims along the way. Not on my watch. We're going to try to counteract that with facts of the case. And I hope y'all get that into the algorithms so the content can get out there. Not me. It's not about me. I don't give a fuck who likes me and don't. That's your business. The content matters. The case matters. And you can sit in the space, Kohberger ain't got a chance in hell, that's fine, but are you going to sit back and watch families be annihilated along the way? And pretend you know what's best for those families? Who may be wanting this shit to finally get out there once and for all? I hear you, Steve, and I get it. And Olivia, good job protecting your mama, girl. A good job protecting your mother. Because you could see it in Christy's face when she's Mama Bear just entered the picture and this man could have been in my baby's home. Olivia immediately went into protective mode and done exactly what she should have done. But everybody's going to say, poor Christy, she's up there. Christy asked for that, y'all. But her family stepped in the minute she needed to be protected and loved and got her out of that bad space. Did y'all didn't catch that quite the way it was happening, right? In real time on Brian Enton's live stream. And all y'all that was wondering if what's going on with Brian Enton was taking fucking notes. Trust me. He knows the facts of this case too, and he understood the implication and the weight of what was being said on that broadcast. And I guarantee you, there's going to be follow-up broadcasts by Brian Enton on that subject. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. I saw your little wheels spinning, buddy. I saw them spinning. But I think people perceive things far differently than I do, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, here's coming the part. And I don't want to bring the screen up because I got another screen ready to go, but I want to read y'all something. Straight out of page 9 of Bryan Kohberger's probable cause affidavit, available to this day, pinned, nice and neat little package on the Idaho State website. I've had it pinned since this motherfucker dropped. So anybody who wants to tell me about a document, I already know. Thank you. Thank you very much. On November 25th, which conflicts with what Chief Fry says. He says the 28th. And these dates are key, guys. I want to know. Right now, I got one big question. Can I see the date on the search warrant, the very first search warrant for Bryan Kohberger's phone? Could I see the date? It's sealed right now. I think I know the date. We deep dove those damn warrants. I got a headache. There's so many fucking warrants to deep dive in this case. But I want to know the date on the first warrant for Bryan Kohberger's phone. Because that's important to me. Isn't it, FBI? It's real fucking important, ain't it? Knock, knock. Anybody answering today? November 25th. Law enforcement agencies were asked to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra in the area. On November 9th, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University officer police Daniel Tiango queried white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of the query, he located a 2015 white Elantra with a Pennsylvania license plate. This vehicle was registered to Bryan Kohberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in Pullman, Washington. That address is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar. Stadium and Cougar, what happened there? Oh yeah, a camera captured a car. The same day, okay, now he queries it. He notices, hey, we got a 2015 Elantra, but that Bolo stops at 2013. No big deal. I'm going to keep doing my little surveying around my town. That's what happened. Next guy comes on board. Later that night, or the same day, at approximately 12:58 a.m., WSU officer Chris Whitcomb was looking for white Hyundai Elantras and located a 2015 white Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in the parking lot. Again, the complex houses WSU students. Officer Whitman also ran the car, and it returned to Koberger with a Washington tag. I reviewed Koberger's Washington state driver's license information and photograph. This license indicates that Koberger is a white male with a height of 6 foot and weighs 185 pounds. Additionally, the photograph shows that he has bushy eyebrows. Koberger's physical description is consistent with the description of DM, who saw him inside the King Road. Now, once WSU realizes, hey, we got a white Elantra 2015, he's got bushy eyebrows. They're like, curious. They investigate a little further and realize, hey, on August 21st, there was a traffic stop with this Bryan Koberger guy. And we got it on body cam, and he gave his phone number out. Really? Now you got his number. All because WSU found a car in a parking lot and told Moscow, and it ends up in the probable cause affidavit, is how we got a tip on the guy. How come that tip wasn't coming into court, Idaho? Let me ask all you critical thinkers about that. If WSU officers really legitimately contacted Moscow Police Department and says, we have a white Elantra, this guy's got bushy eyebrows, records indicate he's changed his license plate, and they're like, give me the goods. We also have his phone number. Give me the goods. How come that wasn't coming into court? Can I asking for a few thousand friends at this point? That was so easy to do, right? Why did we have special hearings to decide what the tip on Bryan Koberger was going to be before court ever happened? Why are we doing all that when we got two officers at WSU who found that car? Maybe because the chief says that never happened. It never happened, sir. Or chief, are you sure? Because WSU, known as Washington State University, is now being sued by all of the victims' families in the Idaho 4 case. Well, is it a frivolous lawsuit? I don't think so. Chief Jenkins? But why don't you tell us all about it, you and Ange over here. Ange, good job on this one, girl. Good job. I told you that when you did it. I was like, good job, girlfriend. Good job. Good job, Miss Ma'am. What's my chat saying? I feel like I need more coffee, and I don't have any made. Fuck, Faye, I'm in trouble. I gotta make us some fresh coffee. BMD done in the kitchen. Now it's coffee time. The coffee has to go with me. Like, where's the cup? It can never be too far away. And now the cupeth is empty. My magic juice is gone. Kel, sitting on your... What'd you doing? Why are you sitting on your hands? What'd you do? Yeah, I agree, Kel. If I saw facts, and I've said that about this case, I can't come out here and ask people to look at Rick Allen's case openly and fairly and let me show you where these problems lie, and then I ignore if there was anything like that in the Koberger case. I don't roll like that. I'm not going to go with popular opinion, right? If I feel a certain type of way, I'm going to feel it and express it. It might not be right, but I can talk about it and unpack it in my head, right? All right, so let's watch this. This is a very important interview. And this man is going to tell y'all WSU never contacted Moscow, Idaho to report they fucking found the car. It was the wrong year. The Bolo 2011 to 2013. We found a 2015. What about the bushy eyebrows ID? Did the cop in WSU parking lot already know that the assailant had bushy eyebrows? Or did he learn that after he said, hey, we got a car? Person of interest? What happened? Waiting, because Ann Taylor asked all that time how you got to my client. I was like, actually, how did they get to your client? And I've been trying to find out ever since. And I think I'm real close, because I don't miss the fucking important shit. All right, Chief, take it away. While they start their conversation, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, but I'll come back because there's a lot of he says in this, y'all, that is important. And why is it important? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if they can prove they only got Bryan Kohberger's name because of IGG, this case is in trouble. And anybody who, there's an active case about to go before the Supreme Court on IGG. Did I not already tell y'all they're going to be doing the geofence warrants? We held a show here about it. The dangers of geofence warrants. Oh, who cares? It's got the bad guy. Did it really? And now we're okay with testing gloves found 2 miles from a crime scene. And about those brothers at Othram Labs found, those cousins, the big bad Othram, you bullies, you DNA bullies. Y'all don't miss at what they're doing over there. They're big mad at the FBI because they're taking work from them because they got to stop at the legal database. They need all your good, well-meaning DNA to beef up their legal database so they can help the cops solve these open investigations because we're tired of working them cold cases. They're boring. Right, Othram? You like your marketing a lot, and I've not missed it. People think you got some kind of weird devil in the bed shit with Trisha. You're only trying to get her people to give up their DNA, sir. That's where your interest stops, and I know it. That one little lady's comment, I gave my DNA. I want to help solve cases for families, and I donate every month. That's what they're banking on. Y'all don't miss it. DNA data bank, one swab at a time. We're building it up for America. Anyway, enough of that. Chief Fry's about to tell everybody they did not inform Moscow police about the fucking white Elantra. And I'm going to believe him.
At Washington State University and was the police chief at the Pullman Police Department in 2022, in April of 2022. So Chief Jenkins, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, I forgot. There's some really aggressive ladies on the internet. I'm trying to match the energy. I can match energies. That's kind of, I'm an energy person. I'm like, hey, I can bring up the room. I can bring it right on down. Which one we doing? But I can damn sure match your motherfucking energy.
First of all, take me back, if you will, to that interview that you did with Bryan Kohberger for the internship, the research assistantship program. Does anything stand out to you from that interview?
You know, there was nothing that was really significant about that interview or that stood out about it. I interviewed 4 people, 2 on one day, 2 on the next, all on Zoom. And I just made an assessment about who would be the best fit for that position and selected someone other than Bryan Kohberger.
Mm-hmm. And there was only one position open.
Correct. Just one position.
And he was applying in his essay, he said, for not only a position possibly for consideration with the city of Pullman, but also with the city of Pasco.
Right. Well, that program is run through the Washington State University Criminal Justice and Criminology program. And they had that program running at Pullman Police Department and the Pasco Police Department. So there was a position open in each department.
Y'all need to understand about something about Bryan Kohberger. He ain't trying to get out of the regular prison to get safe from the vent people. This is Brian Christopher Kohberger, your hybrid killer. Welcome to the future America. Now, Dr. Gary Bricado has big ideas on this little incel, ridiculous guy in the basement type fucker. Do y'all realize if that sheath hadn't been left behind, Kohberger would still be walking the earth more than likely? I don't care what the fucking probable cause affidavit tells you. The chief's gonna tell me we never told them about the car. We were ignoring, he's not gonna say it here, but the documents tell you they were ignoring every complaint that came in about Brian. Shh, we don't talk about the complaints we're getting on this teacher's assistant. In fact, let's send emails internally. We got to talk to this guy. We got to settle him down. We're going to get in trouble here in the future. He could be a real psycho. It's all in the documents. Where WSU professors knew this guy was problematic. People who had to go to class with him knew he was problematic. And in fact, there's a report out there buried in the Moscow PD data dump. And it says, if you find this white Elantra, do not even say it over the police radio back channel. And I'm like, why the? They didn't even want the cops to know if they found the fucking car. And when I read that and I questioned it, I was told I misinterpreted what I read. Okay, go back to the weeds now and find your simple book.
Why did you feel that Brian Kohberger was not the right fit for that position?
So that position really requires someone who can establish trust and rapport with my staff. And that's not an easy task with law enforcement. Someone
there, Jay, you're right. We should have empathy. Empathy is humans are built with a natural empathy. There's a difference between empath. And I'm going to tell y'all one thing right now. I've said it here 1,000 times. And this happened so long ago, I don't come out and brag about it. I will never say a word about it. But Christy Gonzalez sits so deep in my heart, I don't think anybody will ever get it. So I was proud of Olivia for doing exactly what I saw she should have been doing, because I understand what Christy's also going through. But when Christy stood there and said, I'm looking out the window and I'm wondering why the world won't just stop for 1 minute. My baby is gone, but the world is carrying on like nothing fucking happened. That hit me in my soul, because I've been at that window thinking the same thing. So while we try to understand this family, understand they want fucking answers, as hard as it may be sometimes, has Kresha not expressed that to all of us? As hard as it is, I still want the answers. So that's where I sit with it. If Christy and Steve are grown-ass people, if they want to come on the internet and do it however they choose, that's on them, right? They asked for those 2 shows with Jesse Weber and with Brian Enton. They asked Cyray to come and do it. Now, could it have been done differently? We could debate that all day long, but I don't want to debate that part of it anymore. That's literally their business, right? But I think empathy is hard to garner anymore in this space, ever. It's a word that gets thrown around, not by you, Jay, but by people like Lauren, right? And Gray, and their empathy, blah, 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 blah. Did they not realize we were all capable of empathy and we should have it? But we should also see the bigger picture at the same time. Chief, tell us again how y'all didn't do a fucking thing about that car y'all found, and why this family today is still going through fucking hell because of Brian Christopher Kohberger.
coming in from the outside that's not law enforcement, it's difficult to develop that trust to be an effective researcher. And in talking with him, he didn't communicate in a fluid or conversational manner. He wasn't particularly personable. And so I just didn't feel like he would be able to develop that trust or rapport with my staff, and therefore wouldn't be an effective researcher with us.
So it wasn't that there was something like, oh, this guy's got some red flags, but it was more like maybe he's a little awkward. He's just not going to be a good fit.
That's exactly right. I didn't pick up on anything that was a significant red flag. It just was a matter of not being a good fit.
And he does kind of have a more formal, I guess, if you would, way of speaking from the little bit we've seen. And even in his essay that he wrote, I mean, it's very, for lack of a better word, I mean, it's very formally written, as you would expect, but it's also, I would say, on the wonky side.
Yeah, I think he has an awkward way of communicating verbally and in writing, and so that definitely was something I recall.
So, Chief Jenkins, let's now fast forward a little bit from the spring of 2022.
Hold on, Ange. Let me say something real quick for it leaves my mind. Y'all, as far as these pro burger channels go, the Jules, the Dago, the Devil's Advocate, the Custody Queens, the Bronx Tales, I don't watch them either because I fucking know better. What I do go watch every now and then is how they're treating the victims and the families, because I will tell you again, y'all all watch Lauren Matthias's bullshit, don't you? For observation, make sure she's on the up and up today. We watch her though, right? I fucking can't.
To fall of 2022. The homicides happen on King Road, and no, it's not in your jurisdiction, but my God, it's literally in your community. On my visits to Pullman and Moscow, it's almost like one big community, even though they're in two different states. It was always described to me that, there's a lot of going back and forth, people from Pullman to Moscow and vice versa, maybe for shopping. And a lot of the kids in Pullman know some of the kids in.
It is sad, Jay, but here's the thing. Y'all, Steve and Christy are very well aware and have been for years of Jules of all trades. They're fucking sick of it. Dago, true crime. They may or may not know much about you, you little weenie. Devil's Advocate. You came in hot on a song too, sir. Go back to where you came from. Custody Queens. Girls. Let the real ladies on the internet handle the business and go back to work at the law office handling family law. And take Ron with you. We don't even know why you brought him. Bronx Tales. Lauren Matthias much, bitches? Not y'all, but the list of people I just laid out. These list of manipulators. Manipulators. We hate that on the internet. I do. Manipulation's a hard game to spot for some.
Moscow. So this had to be just absolutely shocking and startling. I'm thinking, my God, 10-minute drive away, 15-minute drive away, this happened.
It was shocking. It definitely was not in character for our region.
I don't know if Andy is still in here or not, but I'm going to say something. Shout out my friend, because she and I had a great conversation. Because I have to unpack stuff in my head, and I can't be in the weeds with it. Because I'm really trying to figure out something, right? I appreciate the conversation, Andy, and I appreciate you were listening. And I hope to bring Andy on with me soon to have that discussion, because it was just a good discussion. But we're busy with the Clancy trial all week. I'm coming back tonight with our show at 6. So we're going to have a broader conversation about the implications here. Now, Koberger was assigned a judge. They already asked to see sealed documents. That order was denied. I don't know why. Don't know that I agree with it either. But there's a broader discussion to be had. And it is what it is, guys. It's not like we want Koberger to get a new trial. Fuck no. But what if Idaho fucked up so bad he has to get one? Who can we be big mad at then? Let's put our energy where we should. Let's focus it where we should and demand better for victims, demand better from law enforcement, demand better from prosecutors. We see what they're doing in the Lindsay Clancy trial. Going all hard at a lady who jumps out a window after killing her kids. But Bryan Kohberger gets to sit the fuck down and we go silent. All right, prosecutors, checkmate. See you, bitches.
And we are close-knit communities. We're somewhat isolated. The next closest bigger city would be either a 40-minute drive down to the Lewiston area or hour and a half drive up to Spokane. So we rely on each other a lot. And so that does make us close-knit, and we work together frequently. And on that day, when I heard about it, I made a cell phone call to Chief Fry to offer any kind of assistance that they might need. And he was actually out of town, I believe, in his car traveling back to Moscow. And so he thanked me for the offer, and he said he would let me know if he needed anything from us. And ultimately, he didn't. They brought in a lot of other resources. A lot of times that state line is somewhat of a barrier and with regard to resources. But if someone needs something quickly, we definitely provide assistance to each other.
This had to be something, though, since you also, are in charge of basically keeping students safe, something that you might have been closely monitoring.
Sure. And we, just like there was a vandal alert that was sent out to the University of Idaho campus, we also sent out an alert to the Washington State University campus to let them know what had happened and to, take precautions and just so that they knew that there was a serious crime, quadruple homicide that occurred, and the killer was loose. And so we wanted to make sure that people were aware of that and they can take their own precautions.
A bolo went out in November, a couple of weeks after the homicides, to law enforcement only. And there were a couple of Washington State University officers who actually noticed that there was a white Hyundai Elantra owned by Bryan Kohberger on campus. It was a different, year than they were looking for. But can you explain to me what happened with that? Because it's mentioned in the probable cause affidavit, but I feel like there's a lot of confusion about that because people think, oh, well, they were looking at him that early, but that's really not the case, I don't think, because, they then made that a public bolo on December 7th.
Right. The bolo that we got was, I think, identical to the one that eventually went out to the public, but this was on November 28th. They sent a bolo out to the local law enforcement agencies with a vehicle of interest that they labeled as law enforcement sensitive, meaning that we should not share it beyond the law enforcement community. And the description of the vehicle was a white Hyundai Elantra with between the years of 2011 and 2013. And so one of our officers, within 16 hours of receiving that bolo, was checking our parking database.
Within 16 hours, and Jeanette, nice catch. They got a bolo out on a car. They already know where it's at. Oh, why? Confusing, wasn't it, Anjanette? All right, Chief, continue your story.
That includes information about vehicles that have parking permits or that pay to park on campus, and found a white Hyundai Elantra that was with Pennsylvania plates registered to Bryan Kohberger, but it was a 2015. So the BOLA was very specific about the vehicle make, the vehicle model.
Oh, it certainly was, and it broke the internet for a very long time. We don't even know if the FBI agents ever got it straight. Ridge Road photo, Linda Lane photo. Which photo did we use to ID that car down to a 2015? Did it happen after we realized that guy drove a 2015? Is that when we changed the parameters? Asking for a bunch of people. Because it may matter later.
And the vehicle year parameters and the color. So he didn't submit that as a tip.
Oh.
And then later, that was on graveyard shift.
I wonder why he did not. Oh, because it was the wrong year. Here comes the second cop now.
And then later on day shift, one of our officers was driving around and saw that same vehicle parked in graduate student housing. And again, it was not within the date parameters.
So those two officers didn't end up sending that information over to Moscow PD because of the date discrepancy or the model year discrepancy?
That's correct.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not sent over to their tip line.
Well. It was not sent over to the tip line. Neither one of those cops finding that car was sent over to the tip line. But yet the probable cause affidavit states that it was. Huh. Interesting. What happened next, Chief?
Interesting. So did it just come up that they had queried it on that date?
Right. When Moscow PD did identify Brian Koberger as a suspect and connected him with the vehicle, then they ran some checks to see who had run that plate previously and discovered those two officers had checked the vehicle, as well as a previous traffic stop that one of our officers made on Brian Koberger and his vehicle from, I think, back in October.
Oh, they didn't reach out to WSU until they had Koberger's name already. Huh. They didn't find out because WSU called and said, hey, we got a guy. I wonder how they found out.
Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward. When is the next time you hear from Chief Fry about this investigation?
So I got a text from Chief Fry on December 19th asking.
Oh, the big day the IGG tip came down from the FBI? Same day? Oh, interesting. Not when y'all called and told him about the car. Y'all didn't go into action then. They waited till they got his name and brought you back in to talk to you privately, secretly.
If I could meet with him at Moscow Police Department the next morning. And so I went to Moscow PD the next morning and met Chief Fry out in their lobby, and he walked me upstairs. And we went into a room that included their entire investigative team. I think there were maybe 30 or 40 people in that room. And I was the only non-investigative team person in that room. They had held a couple of regional law enforcement briefings before, but this time it was just me. And so as soon as I walked in, I knew that they had something big and that it was something.
CH, they didn't get. Did Kathy have a tip in her other box? Fuck. Kathy in the tipster box coming in hot.
Somehow related to Washington State University. So they told me that they had developed a suspect based on DNA at the crime scene.
Based on DNA at the crime scene. That guy wasn't in the CODIS. So we know his name didn't come from CODIS. And we know it didn't come from you, Chief Jenkins. So I wonder who it came from. Didn't come from Othram. The work stopped at Three Cousins, who we heard, because we don't know nothing. They were approached and asked, could you help with the investigation? Because your DNA popped up on a tree. And they're like, excuse me, could you leave now? Or did they? Or did they? FBI took over the work then because Othram got stopped at the front door. Legal database, dead end wall, go away. Othram's like, we done the best we could. Our analysis, these 3 people are cousins to that sheath thing y'all got. I wonder, did one of those 3 cousins, I don't care to know your name, I don't want to put you on blast, good for you. Did one of y'all say, well, wait a minute, were you the tip? Or when the FBI got Othram's work and decided to go set up a fake account, maybe? Jane Doe, John Doe, here's my DNA upload, which actually is Kohberger's profile. Now please find my family. Boom, populated a tree, right? Was Bryan Kohberger's daddy in the legal database? Because you got to put him on the tree to get to Kohberger. We got the trash pull and got the Q-tip, and it was apparently really, could be the father of the sheath guy. Was that all you needed? Or did a cousin speak to the police? Because there's something right there. Right there is where it stops. And the FBI begins. And if the FBI did not develop Bryan Christopher Kohberger's father from a tree, where did you get his name? I don't care if the cousins gave it up. Good for them. But it's problematic for the court of law right now, no matter how I feel about the case. And one thing I'm going to do over here and twice on Sunday is uphold the Constitution in every single case I review, regardless of my feels. Regardless. And if Idaho wanted to do this right, they should have done it right from the beginning. So if I'm going to lay blame on anybody, I'm coming square for the state of motherfucking Idaho. I'm going to direct my energy where it should be.
And that suspect was a Washington State University graduate student by the name of Bryan Kohberger, who lived.
Well, and I can't forget that one professor that said if we give that Kohberger guy a degree, he's going to be a psychopath one day. Why would you say that about your student and then ignore it and continue to teach him? That's odd for a criminology department, if you ask me, but you might be trying to avoid lawsuits in the future, but too late for that.
On the WSU campus in graduate student housing. And when I heard the name, it's somewhat of an unusual name. It took me a minute, but then I remembered that I had interviewed Bryan Kohberger, and I told the investigative team I had interviewed him.
Okay, so he's going to talk about the interview, but that's the biggest thing right there, guys. If y'all don't think that legally is a problem, man, I don't know how to help you get there at this point. Because I can pull up the probable cause that begs to differ with what the police chief from WSU has sat here and told Anjanette Levy. We never told them we found that car because it was the wrong year. But yet the probable cause affidavit states differently. That's a fucking problem in itself. Now, why would everything else be a problem? Y'all, if the Supreme Court decides they need a warrant to conduct IGG, if Ann Taylor and appellate team can succeed and throw out IGG, if that's how they got to Kohberger, the sheath goes away. How can that happen, Salty? Because they didn't obtain a warrant. What's the, again, search warrant date, please, on Kohberger's phone. Once y'all realized, oh, we got the guy's number from a little August police stop. Is that really where you got his number from? Idaho? Why is it hid? So when y'all want to wonder what's happening in the Idaho 4 case, look squarely at the prosecutor's office. And ask yourself, why are they protecting Bryan Kohberger? This case is over and done, closed, right? We're not holding it close to the chest to protect the investigation any longer. What are you actually protecting, Bill Thompson? And I've been asking that question for months. Months, like a year since the plea deal was signed. What are you doing, Bill Thompson? Why did Ann Taylor sit in court on June 18th, days before the plea deal was signed, and lay out all the reasons she cannot be effective counsel? Why, Ann Taylor, did you make a big courtroom display of that laundry list of reasons, trying to get a continuance on the trial? And without this continuance, Judge, I cannot be effective assistant of counsel for my client. She was denied her continuance. Before the end of that month, we had a plea deal on the table. Is Ann Taylor really about to suck it all up for Bryan Kohberger? Yes, she certainly will. Why would she do that, Salty? That's her reputation. Because she's going to come in hot and say, I spearheaded all of this, maybe? Allegedly, speculating, allegedly. Are you that fucking brilliant, Ann Taylor? Are you that brilliant, ma'am? Doesn't matter if I allow myself to be shown as ineffective assistance of counsel, because I'm going to help the appellate team prove how the state caused me to be ineffective assistance of counsel. Don't miss it. You'll be lost later. Go on, Chief. Tell us a little bit more. We're nosy.
Previously for that intern position, and I had his resume and cover letter for that position.
Yeah, he don't like to talk to the cops. Why do you want to stop me? Why are you doing? Can I see the law? You accuse me of breaking the law. Can I see the law? Right now, produce it on your phone, lady cop. And then we can't forget the nighttime stop near the victim's home over there. That's funny, too, because here y'all going on and on about this August stop. Gave his phone number. He's in a white Elantra. But y'all sure wanted to bring that Farm Road stop into the picture. And the judge, Ann Taylor's like, excuse me? Why that one? Prosecutor says, well, it's to establish he's in a white car and that's his phone number. Well, you got a daytime video doing the same thing, but the one you want to bring into court happens to be of him around the corner from the victim's home. Ha ha ha. I don't miss shit like that either. Why not bring the video in confirming in August he was driving that white car and had that same phone number? That's when y'all, just when WSU told you, hey, we got a white car, y'all realized, hey, we got his number. Why not bring that into court? Oh, because, no, well, never mind.
That I could provide to them. And then after that, I collected information about his apartment where he lived and his graduate assistant student.
Oh, need some Z's. These aren't questions I just developed today or yesterday or once Cyree come and told me a cute story. Oh, hell no, ma'am. While you was out there trying to figure out what was going on in them woods, I was looking at other stuff. It's okay. It takes a team.
Office that he shared with another PhD student, and in preparation to prepare a search warrant later.
Oh, wait, that wasn't you, Need Some Z's. That was Nina. Nina's got her theory about the woods and the bunch of lights. Nina, are you here?
Interesting. And so that was back on December 19th that Chief Fry texted you?
Correct.
Ah.
Okay, because that's the same day the FBI said, you guys need to look at this guy.
Oh, yes, it is, Anjanette. Ding. Yes, ma'am. It pays to know the facts of the case, doesn't it, ma'am? And to understand why things being said right now are absolutely everything to this case. Absolutely everything. And I hate to see this family go through what they're having to go through because Bill Thompson decided we need to hide what the FBI did because there's some shady motherfuckers and they got me into some trouble now.
That's when they got the name from the FBI through the genetic genealogy. So I think that's really interesting. So when he says this to you and you're standing in the room and, are you kind of floored?
The hair on the back of my neck stood up.
Oh.
It was chilling to hear that he was a suspect, and for one, that he had been living on WSU campus, and that I had interviewed him some months prior.
And I know I'm kind of asking you to speculate a little bit here, but at this point he's a suspect. But the DNA is a pretty damning and overwhelming piece of evidence. It's a strong connection. Plus you have the white vehicle. As far as circumstantial evidence goes, those are two very incredible pieces of evidence. So are you thinking to yourself, I'm assuming you spring into chief mode. I mean, you've got to get to work, but you're saying the hair stood up on the back of your neck and you had interviewed him. Are you thinking, oh my God, we could have hired this guy and he, to be an intern, and he could have been in our department, and maybe this was, maybe even thinking back now, was this going to be a cover for him?
So I know, Anjanette. It really was going to be a cover for him. He needed to know what they're doing inside these police departments. I can help him, Bryan Kohberger. I can help you get all your data stored because y'all just country bumpkins and don't know nothing. That's what he said, basically. It's in the documents. I ain't making this shit up. I'm going to be paraphrasing. Kohberger wanted to work for law enforcement. Of course, he's in criminology. Criminologist. I'm a law enforcement buff. I know things. I'm a smart guy. He wanted to help work with them organizing their digital data evidence. Well, I wonder why, Kohberger. Because you knew when you purchased your sheath back in March, because you had a big idea in your head, like Rex Heuermann, you knew there were going to be things to trip you up along the way. But Rex Heuermann just liked to eat pizza and throw his crust down and go find some more girls to stalk. Kohberger's like, no, I want to work in the police department, so when it comes up for APB myself. What were you doing, Kohberger? Was you going to become the next prolific serial killer of all times, working within law enforcement, always knowing what they're doing and keeping your cover? Bryan Christopher Kohberger, the guy they've all dubbed as stupid. That guy. He took his phone, Salty. That's stupid. It was. So ask yourself, why would he do that? When it's so easy to say, I forgot the phone in the apartment. And while I was out for my stargazing drive, 20 minutes in, 15 in, I realized I forgot it. I wasn't going back. It was too late. That's pretty simple, even for a smart guy or a dumb guy to figure out. But he took it with him for a reason. And according to the Bernhardts, he likes to play a little fuckery with his data. Huh. I wasn't killing people. I was stargazing. My phone will prove it. I took it with me for proof. Bitches.
To be involved in a police department.
Brian's like, y'all call me stupid one more time. I'm going to handwrite another fucking filing with my little tiny pencil. Y'all remember when Stephon Stearns was going to go to court and they had to go to court and decide what kind of pencil he could use in court? And they gave him the little inside of the pink pen, the little flexible piece that he couldn't stab nobody's eyes out with them. Bryan Kohberger gets a little pencil, the kind we have in our stores to fill out the lottery tickets. And I don't buy the lottery tickets. That's probably why I don't win. But anyway, he gets a little tiny pencil.
So he could maybe run around and commit crimes?
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's always possible. It's also possible that this had all been calculated and he was hoping to be in a position to find out about confidential information. And so, yeah, there's lots of possibilities there, but
there were lots of possibilities as to why Bryan Kohberger won a job in law enforcement. You can debate him all day long. He was already a TA. It wasn't like he had to have a job. Now, the reason I wanted to show that interview was to show the chief saying, we never contacted Moscow. That's a big fucking deal, y'all, when the probable cause affidavit says something different. Okay? It is a problem, no matter how you look at it, for IGG to have been used in this case, especially when there's something weird that happened if WSU never gave them the information. Okay, so that's fine. Now think about this part. IGG is being performed. What was the results of the IGG tree? Only Judge knows, because Ann Taylor subpoenaed the fuck out of the FBI and won a huge win. She won stuff no attorneys ever asked for or won before. Of course, the FBI doesn't give up their information. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. It's the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations. What you don't want to know is what they're actually capable of. And if you fucked around and found out, you might be a little appalled. But it's okay, they're getting the bad guy. Are they really getting the real bad guy every single time? Now that we're okay with testing a glove 2 miles away. It's okay to investigate somebody who drove through an area where a murder just was committed. Is it okay? If it is, then bring the legal search warrants to get it done. Bring it out of the shadows and into the forefront. Because what we don't need is prolific killers like Brian Christopher Kohberger to walk free amongst us. And I ain't going to sit back and ignore the social media push for Brian Kohberger. I'm not going to sit here and ignore those pro-Burger channels annihilating the family members. I won't ignore it. As frivolous as they may be, fuck Lauren's frivolous. The bitch is concerned about her face today. I don't want to go on camera. I don't care anymore. I don't give a flying fuck about Lauren Mathias any fucking more. I would like to see the potential allegations against her husband move through the court system, because me coming on the internet and losing my shit all day over a narcissistic bitch will rob my joy. But I don't understand why we're only going hard at that one when there's enough other victims being slaughtered, real victims being slaughtered on the internet. I can't unsee that happening. I can't unsee 12-hour lives, 10-hour lives going on and on and on about Brittany J and fucking what's her name. Who, we don't even care anymore. It's odd that I'm here for the families stuff. Understand what the family's actually going through and what they're actually asking for here. They want our help, guys. They understand as much as I do that Brian Kohberger is being held up on a fucking pedestal on these streets. They need people like us to come help them be a voice for the victims, right? Help be our voice. Help show the world what this guy could have been in the future, what he was actually doing, what he was capable of. When Christy has to sit there and think about, any mother is going to be that way, y'all. You will think about it until the day you reunite with that child in heaven. What could I have done differently? And I can't sit here and imagine what it's like for any of these families. I simply cannot. No, we won't upset the system. We won't change their minds. Like I said, we don't give a fuck about their simple minds. What I do care about is them people like the custody queens who want to sit over there and Dylan Martinson fangirl out. She did it. Blah, 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 blah. That child, young woman, has probably been through a fucking enough. The survivor's guilt. I couldn't imagine the questions that girl asked herself alone in the bathroom mirror. But the custody queens they're just so giddy about a victim, while YouTube shuns it off like it's just frivolous bullshit. Well, so is Lauren Matthias then. Jay, I don't y'all have at it. The woman needs to be exposed. I'm not sitting here saying don't expose Lauren Matthias. What I'm sitting here saying is if we're exposing what she's about, what we are saying she's this and she's that, she's not the only one. And there's victims being trashed in real time, and a family still filled with rage, wanting answers. And if they are asking people to come help be their voice, by God, Christy, I got you, girl. But you've already known that. And I'll do it anytime I want to. I want people to understand the weight of what's happening with this case. I don't care about all the rest of them right now, because this one's always been the one. When I tell y'all I heard some disgusting things about Kaylee Goncalves 4 years ago in this case, it was vile, disgusting bullshit. Steve Goncalves' daughter. Do y'all know what the internet has said about that child? Steve knows, and I know. Do y'all know? That doesn't matter, because it didn't come out of Lauren's mouth. I'm trying to unpack it and understand why we do this. Do y'all know what they said about Kaylee Goncalves? Y'all know what her nickname is on Reddit? And has always been on Reddit? With the fucking weird fuckers? Yeah, I do. And it matters to me. And maybe that's my battle on the YouTubes. There's enough people going to taking Lauren to school. I am very interested in what Andy's doing right now, though, because it's not taking Lauren to school. It's taking John to school, where it counts. Get the dangerous degree motherfucker off the internet today. Because you know what Andy and I have also talked about? We can sit here and talk about it all day long and twice on Sunday, but what are we doing about it? Where's the reach going? Is it making its way outside of YouTube? Have Lauren's people caught on to Lauren's mischievous ways yet? Because y'all changed their minds yet? Yeah, I mean, don't think my heart don't break when I see Christy Goncalves on TV about to break down. Do not think I enjoy that shit for one motherfucking second. But I'm willing to give her everything she needs to get it out of her system. I'll give her the platform. I'll give her not the platform, because I don't want to platform families. Bonnie's different. I will platform one tonight because she is a large social media presence herself. That's why I'm having Bonnie Bell on tonight. I don't bring Cindy on, Tiffany's mom. And I never will. And when I hold my experiments, I see what gets me clicks and views, so to speak. I know how to make it happen. So I hope y'all come back for crime. I hope y'all come back for victims' families. I hope y'all come back for advocacy. I hope you come back to help push the stories into the YouTube verse so the algorithm isn't upset with pro burgers everywhere, tearing down and annihilating a family. Jules of all trades said, Stephen Christie, shut the fuck up, you liars, and go sit down. Excuse me, lady? You just got away with that on the internet and nobody saw it but me? Really? Didn't miss it. So Stephen Christie Gonzalez, I know who your biggest haters are, and I got you. I know she is, Jay. That's what I said at the top of this show. I don't miss a whole lot out here. I said it already, and I'll say it again. Lauren Matthias, if you want to keep doxing people in the chat or commenters simply because you don't like them or they said something out of the way to you or you got butt hurt this morning or Grayson pointed out how horrible and hateful this is, Lauren, and y'all decided to get together and make it worse. I get it. Again, Lauren, who's next? Jay, me, Penny, Andy, who's next? Jolene, asking for me and a whole bunch of ladies who'd like to know, Lauren. Stop doxing people. Stop putting their fucking photo on the internet and stop putting their name out there, you Alex Zabel acting motherfucker. Yeah, I said it out loud. Because that's what he does too. You acting like that guy Criminal Network, Lauren. You talk about me, I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to dox you, bitch. I'm going to dox you back. You going to go live about me? Hold up, I'll go live back about you. Welcome to the world of YouTube. Welcome to the world of YouTube, people. Should I just blow off my whole show tonight trying to get a law passed for missing kids and make myself a crazy motherfucking thumbnail and go be an unhinged lady on the internet, Lauren? Is that what you want today, ma'am? My country ass got triggered. Am I like Gigi? We Southern ladies are fucking ridiculous. We ain't real bright and educated down there in the South. Lauren, bitch, you met me. If I decide to take somebody to school on the internet, it don't usually end pretty. If you ask Joe Schmo, I don't find it entertaining. I find it less fucking roll, bitch. All right, enough of that. I'm gonna get ahead of myself. I'm gonna get ahead of myself. I can't, y'all. I'm tired of it. I don't understand. I'm all for calling out Lauren Matthias. Please do not get me wrong, but by God, I keep saying she ain't the only one. And right now, the Idaho 4 victims are being trashed on the internet. Did y'all see Jay's big interview with the parents? Let's support them. My friend. Look at my friend coming in. I love you, my friend, by the way. Yeah, there's some people who wish I didn't know what I know and they hope I never say it out loud. Well, I almost did the other day, Heifer, when you tried to go at me in your chat and make everybody think I was like, excuse me, hold on. You guys remember Salty Sleuth? Well, you should. I was just in your chat the past week, dropping knowledge for you about how Clue really met that one weird guy you hate. But now you're going to tell the masses how horrible Salty Sleuth really is. Oh, you're the knowledge queen, ma'am. You facts over fiction, right? Come here to find out the deets, because I got them all with receipts, except for the ones on Salty Sleuth that I mistakenly called, I mistook her for the wrong person. But you was about to tell your masses how disgusting and horrible I really was. How I wreaked all the havoc in the Sebastian Rogers case. Come again, Miss Ma'am. Don't put me in a corner. Don't force my hand. Bitch, I promise you ain't seen nasty. Y'all think Clue Minotti is nasty? I was born before Illuminati. And I warned people in her chat a long time ago, this bitch ain't the nasty one. You have met me? I choose a good vibe over that bad one. And when I get real fucking mad, I might come unhinged, but my mama said, don't do that, girl. They won't take you seriously. See, Lauren, we're not all ridiculous little girls on the internet running our motherfucking mouths the way you try to portray us to be. Lady, you and Megan, they're all doing quite a beautiful job. And Jay, you're quite comical. I'd be sitting outside spitting my coffee occasionally. Like, damn it, Jay. Wasn't expecting that. So we do appreciate it. Y'all, my point is, it's just, there's a lot more going on these streets than Lauren Matthias. And right now, the Idaho 4 case, Kohberger don't deserve our attention. He may not make it to the next hearing if he's granted one. But if he is, watch out. But what we can do is stand up to all these idiots on the internet right now tearing down this family. Do y'all know? According to them, the Gonzalez family knows that Bryan Kohberger is not the killer. Yeah, they know it. But they're just covering it up and going along with the state for whatever bizarre reason. Are y'all okay with that? What if Lauren Matthias came out and said that shit? What would happen? Fucking 50 people on a panel right now. Let's get this heifer. And I'd be like, can I lead the way? Can I lead the charge? I've been fucking, let me at her. Y'all just gonna run your mouth at her. Let me get out of my way. Throat punch, bitch. I mean, oh, see? My mama said, girl, stop it. Go make some more coffee. Fuck, take a gummy. You ain't had one this morning. Mama, stop. Y'all. It ticks me off. Was this recently? What all this I'm talking about? Yeah. Let's go take a look-see-loo. It's just maddening to me when I hear people say, I'm for the victims, I hate Lauren Matthias, y'all please open your eyes, especially if we're going to support these families, right? Open your eyes to what they're actually going through. Maybe you'll understand why they're trying to unpack it in real time. They want it out there because they know that right now on social media, it's only Kohberger, pro-burger stuff, right? Not a lot of folks talking about the case in any other capacity because as far as we're concerned, that little demon is done. That little demon hasn't went away for the families, y'all. He hasn't. He's living large on the internet through certain creators. And believe me, it's only about to ramp up. It's about to get jiggy with it out there. And I'm watching and I'm clocking and I'm taking motherfucking notes. And Cy-Ray, I'm picking up every single thing you put down, sir. Even if you are just trying to clean up your reputation a little tiny bit, I don't really give a fuck. That's on you, Bubba. You do you. Oh, and people want to holler, he wrote a book too. So, do your research. It's your friend. I've known about the book for months. I deep dove it months ago. I know all about it, what it's about. And it's not a Chris Whitcomb Broken Plea style book. It's not a Patterson style book making bank off victims' families. That is not what Cy-Ray book is about, guys. And if you don't believe me, go buy it and read it for your little self and you come to your own conclusions. It is a book for law enforcement. If you read it, you might not understand half of it because I see a lot of I don't understand on the internet. So I'm not sure y'all are going to get a lot of it. But it's for law enforcement. And he was going over to Europe this summer to be a big part of a symposium over there, the blue light thing, what's it called? The Europe, I got it. It's like a crime con, but it's Europe. But it's for law enforcement and people who do what he does, right? And they're over there giving these big presentations on cell phone data recovery. Why is all that important? Go take a gander at what the Bernhardts have said, the Celebrate couple. And let me drop a little knowledge. FBI doesn't know everything. They outsource almost all of it. Send the hair to Quantico from Nancy Guthrie. Send the tangled up DNA. Do y'all know what's going to happen once Quantico got it? Do you really know? It would have been fielded out to a private lab. More than likely, Australia. And the thunder just rolled and my dog said, what the fuck was that? We're having a little thunderstorm pop up here in Northwest Florida. It's a little dry right now. A little dry. You can't miss what's really going on here with the bigger picture, guys, because there might be some teeth to what Bryan Kohberger is claiming. There might be a big push behind the scenes spearheading what Bryan Kohberger is doing right now. Did all of us expect this little hybrid wannabe killer to come out and make a file up? Absolutely. We warned y'all. Criminology student, that's his jams. Kohberger's going to Kohberger all day long. We knew there would be multiple filings coming from that fucking prison over food complaints, over lodging and housing and inadequate housekeeping. It was all going to come because Bryan Kohberger studies prison for a living. Prison conditions. Go look at the books they collected out of Kohberger's apartment, y'all. But he's stupid, I forgot, right? He's stupid. And if Idaho, it's really not Idaho, like their law enforcement, it's the FBI who made a critical mistake. And I understood they needed to find the person who killed those victims. We have sheath, we have DNA. We have a white car on footage near the home that nobody in the neighborhood can identify. Key thing, nobody in the neighborhood could probably identify that white Elantra that night. It's a college town. Everybody rides around. Yeah, they do. But in that particular neighborhood, somebody would have said, hey, I've seen that car here all the time. No one recognized the car in the grainy footage. They really needed to find this guy. They weren't getting anywhere with all the interviews with the kids from around town. Nobody knew nothing. It could be this, it could be that. We don't know. We're trying to figure it out. He always seems sus. That person, we don't. That kind of thing was happening in real time in Moscow, Idaho. And WSU Mom Kim, you couldn't wait to break your fucking neck and run to the internet with all of that coming out of Idaho, could you? And made a mockery and a mess of this case. And I still can't forget about you, Miss Ma'am, going on all these platforms. In fact, you said one time, if I come to your live stream and the numbers are down or there's a lull, I'm coming up on panel. Really, Kim? Social media push much, heifer? My question always was who you worked for, and I always said if I had been Christy Gonzalez, I'd have knocked on that fucking door. Oh, God, would I have knocked on that door. And then I'd have lit my cigarette afterwards and called the cops myself. Yeah, I did it. But she's out there running her mouth at my baby on the internet. I couldn't help myself today. I might be feeling some sort of way. I think most of the pro burgers or whatever you want the information to be produced, it's necessary. Y'all got to understand something. Pro burgers are all in this guy's innocent. Right? They're all in. He's innocent. And I'm not here to change their minds. Kim is WSU Mom Kim. She's no count. She's nothing. She's nothing. She's nothing. Aren't you, Kim? You turned out to be a nothing burger, as they say. And in fact, I ain't seen one ISP report yet, WSU Mom Kim, that says you were assigned your own personal little ISP agent telling you stuff behind the scenes. I'm looking for that report. I've yet to see it. Another liar. That's all she was, is another liar in this case. In fact, we should probably review a show one night where she was up on panel. Drunk Turkey, you know all about her, don't you? Drunk Turkey. You know all about WSU Mom Kim, don't you? You helped bring her to the masses, didn't you? You introduced her to a lot of people, didn't you, on your very large platform? Had a blast with her a few times on panel until you decided that may not be a good idea anymore. I got a video. Don't I make something about that one time? Didn't you hold a live show one time and say anybody who wants to come over and have questions for Kim? I was like, oh my God, I'm there. I couldn't run fast enough. And then I asked my question. And then Drunk Turkey highlights my question. And then Drunk Turkey says, I'll answer for you, Kim. I'm like, sir, I didn't ask for all that. Did I? Did I ask you the question, or did I ask Kim the question, Drunk Turkey? I just want to know. You have to be careful out here, guys. And in fact, I don't mean to throw anybody under the bus or call anybody out, but Publicly Buzzed, he and I have talked about this openly, so it's not like a secret. When this case first happened and people were starting to cover this case on YouTube, it was incredibly and painfully obvious. If you went live with a show about, oh my God, an arrest in Idaho for this guy, and you implicated he did it in any kind of way, you weren't going to get the first view. But if you went and made a show questioning if he was the guy, they were going to come by the droves. And Publicly Buzz quickly realized that. After he saw, well, WSU Mom Kim and all the things, we're all trying to unpack what's happening here. When he began to see this is all a bunch of bullshit, he said it. He said it. People ran away from that channel and ran straight into the arms of people like Drunk Turkey and Jules of all trades. Drunk Turkey flipped his shit. It changed his mind. He reserved the right to change his mind later, so I guess one day he did. I'm sure they were just asking questions, though. Just asking questions like Chris McDonough and his wife, Karen. It's okay. We were just asking questions. No big deal. We're not actually accusing anybody. Dr. Gary, Ricardo, you're still going. Chris, you need a doctor. Now you're going on mainstream media pushing your weird theory about the Nancy Guthrie case. Why is nobody looking at your ass either? I'm not scared. I've tried to tell everybody and warn them, hey, that Chris McDonough guy, y'all see what he's doing? No, we don't care. I found it to be pretty disgusting. Hang on, guys. I'm looking for something. And I'm going to look at your questions. Y'all, I don't know what will come of this case. None of us know. It's so easy to say, none of this matters, blow it all off. He's never going to get his little thingy. So why are we even talking about it? Why listen to these experts? Here's the thing about those experts. Weren't we all going to go to trial together? Or were we not going to cover the trial because it may be a little much? I was covering the trial. I was ready to go to court, and I was ready to hear the experts in the field testify, including Bryan Kohberger's defense witness experts, because I know they're important just as much as the prosecution. And I was ready and willing to watch Nick Balance of the FBI go head-to-head with Cy Ray. But we now know Ann Taylor was never going to call Cy Ray to the witness stand. But I still want to see Nick Balance and Cy Ray go head-to-head about what the FBI is actually doing with the phone data of millions of Americans they're investigating. Oh, snap. Knock, knock, FBI. I'm And my dog agrees each and every time. She's like, tell him, lady. My grandson thinks the FBI puts bugs inside of real bugs. He said he saw it on the internet one time. I was like, oh, damn, baby. You talking about our bugs now have bugs in them? He's like, yes, Grandma. I said, well, our conversations in the backyard are now confidential. We got to check for bugs first. Where is it? Where am I? Where's my little thingy? There's a lot of issues at play with this at play, Lindsay, and just, it's. Hang on. This made me start laughing. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Hang on. Now, God dang it. Oops, was that it? Oh, I forgot I made a TikTok about that. Oh, hell. I mean, not a TikTok. That was a short. I had a little Carrie Ross and the little Koberger's sister up in it. Oh, y'all leave me alone, ladies. Leave me alone. Might be a little in need of some help yourselves. Please leave me alone. All right. Let me find it again because I have found it and then I lost it. I just want to give y'all a little taste of who that lady WSU Mom Kim is. And she wreaked a lot of havoc in this case. So many people were clamoring to platform her, get her story. She knows the business. She knows the people in Moscow. She this, she that. Turns out Kim didn't know nothing. Only thing Kim knew was Snapchats were sent out. And we were like, well, no shit, lady. We didn't even have body cam footage out at that time. All we could do was speculate. And it was like, well, Kim, the roommates call the friends over. Then they all call 911. Then they're all gathering up outside. You damn right Snapchats were going out. Some shit's going down, lady. What are you talking about, weirdo? All right, WSU Mom Kim, where did you go? Where did you run to? Where did you go, Cotton Eye Joe? Where'd you go, Kim?
Thing is important. It says true crime time, and I want to answer it before you do, Kim. It says you made a
I was True Crime Time. I had to change my name because it turns out there was another guy with the same name, and people couldn't find me. They're like, we keep finding this weird guy. I'm like, oh, in fact, dude, you disappeared. Where'd you go? You had some decent Idaho 4 content. You always intrigued me because I'm like, are you working for the prosecution? Who are you? And where did you go?
lot of accusations, Kim, that you stated were fact. Do you understand the impact you had on the true crime community?
Did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Thing is important. It says true crime time, and I want to answer it before you do, Kim. It says you made a lot of accusations, Kim, that you stated were fact. Do you understand the impact you had on the true crime community?
Did you come from?
I've got a longer video about that whole thing. And I asked her, that was my question, not, is it true Snapchats went out, Kim? Is it true your daughter may have talked to somebody, Kim? No, Kim. Do you understand the weight of what you brought to the YouTube and the impact it had on this case? Why the hell's my dog freaking out? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm probably gonna have to go. The puppy was outside earlier, and she wouldn't come in when the big dog came in, and it thundered. And now I think she's trapped under the house. The big dog is trying to alert me. Something's going on outside. Uh, it's the bugs. No, I had to mute. I had to go away for a second. Can y'all hear me now? My dog was freaking out, and I couldn't figure out why. Uh-oh, there's the puppy. She got unstuck. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, crisis averted. I left the back door open a second ago, thinking the puppy would come out when she found her way, but she did. She's fine now. It's all good. Little puppy's like, I'm not having this thunderstorm activity. I'm going away. And I guess she hid. And I forgot about her being out there because I was on the internet running my mouth. Anyway, it's all good. Puppy's okay. These Florida dogs are tough. They don't have a choice. We're a tough breed out here. Shit gets a little real when the weather gets wonky. But we're okay. We got this. All right. Guys, for real though, this to me, because I don't, I strongly feel there's a lot of overwhelming evidence against Bryan Kohberger. Some, yes, circumstantial at best. But when you couple that with the physical evidence, and let's be real, the only physical evidence is the sheath. Right? Other than that, there's not any. They're circumstantial. The white car on the grainy footage, the cell phone data. Cell phone data is huge because is it accurate? And if what Cyray is saying is true, I'm not sure where the failure was at. Was it with Idaho only asking for this information date to date and stop right there, don't worry about the rest? Or was it the FBI not wanting to everybody to know we began an investigation on this guy once we got the name from an IgG tree, which means you have to have Kohberger and both Dad and Kohberger would have had to have been in the data bank already. We can't just pull trash from the garbage and then conclude, well, that swab Q-tip could be the daddy of the sheath person. That's easy to figure out without an IgG tree. If Kohberger's daddy was not in the database, they would have never gotten back to Michael Kohberger. It would have stopped at the cousins. Something fishy is going on right there. I was always wondering, were they investigating Kohberger at the same time they're trying to conduct IgG, and right around the same time, boom, both produced results? Or was it all just based on IgG? Or if Kohberger and Daddy were never in the database, then that means one of the cousins gave up their cousin. And I'm okay with that too. The internet would hate them and go after them and try to dox them. So I'm not going to try to say, I don't want to put that in their ear, but I have to critically think about things. And I always wondered, did they really say no thank you when the FBI knocked and said, what do you tell somebody? We're investigating a murder and your name is on a tree that could match you share DNA with the killer. Do you have an idea of who it could be? What would you do at that moment? Do you have the right to say, go away, FBI? How do you dare you get my name from some random bullshit and you're coming to me that one of my family could be the culprit? Have you seen my large family? It could be any number of motherfuckers, all right? I wonder how that conversation went. But the critical part right there is, like Ann Taylor said, like it or not, how you got to the client, right? And what Cy Ray is now saying out here is, guys, when the FBI began to investigate Brian Koberger's phone, they got stumped. There's a whole ass podcast about it. I've showed you guys. With the FBI agent from the FBI. So this is not me making it up or just assuming. I saw it and I put it on my show and I aired it. Because I like to talk about the important facts of cases every time I go live. Most of the time. So he gets on there. FBI is stumped. They can't figure out Brian Koberger's phone. Something is weird. Something is done to it. He invites Celebrite to take a look at it. Asks them to take a look at it. You guys know more than we do. We're just the FBI. They are the ones that said forensic data wiping tools were used. Here's what he used. Here's when he used it. And here's how he used it. Heather still wants to know more about that. Now you got Cy Ray coming in saying this data is wrong. I can actually put Koberger not only near that home, probably in the home. Everybody had a big problem with that across the board. I wonder why. Yeah, we knew about the 12 pings thanks to a Dateline leak very early in this case. Then it expanded to 23 times. Know all about it. I've not been here since yesterday. I came a long time ago. What Cy is telling you, it goes beyond the 12 to 23 pings. Are you listening? If he can see what's in the state's data that they recovered from AT&T, why can't the FBI see it? Why did they release a map showing a direction of travel this guy took out of Moscow when we all knew that's probably not accurate from jump based on what we saw in documents? Tips are tips. No, it doesn't matter, does it? I guess not. A tip is a tip. It matters in this case. It matters in this case more than y'all know. And I'm not just I'm not new to true crime. I'm not new to the Idaho 4 case, and I go far deeper than the surface. Hello, Kitty. Honey. You want me to go unpack the FBI tips in the Idaho 4 case for you and see what they actually said? I know the FBI's role. Do y'all? Their real role? I know what the FBI is attempting to do right now in the Nancy Guthrie case, and they really need to fucking be careful. But nobody's telling y'all that. They really need to be fucking careful. And I called that shit the minute we started testing gloves found 2 miles away from a crime scene that are completely irrelevant to the crime scene. Yeah, I don't care anymore where people are from. The tipsters are out of Vegas and Texas, Florida. Doesn't matter where people are from anymore. Have y'all not viewed true crime across the board? There's crazy motherfuckers in every state in the country. I don't know about there being corrupt. This is not about FBI's corrupt. Are they? Probably so. If you'd listen to, you know, politics and stuff, but I don't, because they are trying to harm me. They are trying to control the way I think. They being the government. FBI's got a lot of capabilities y'all ain't ready to find out about. That's not to me. I don't look at them and go, oh my God, corruption. I look at them and go, I want to know every fucking thing you can do to collect information on people in your private partnership sector subpoena shit. Y'all, the FBI has been the FBI since but y'all know who they've been around a long time, right? Long time. I already know what they're out there doing. I want to know more about what they're doing about IgG. Like, can we talk about that for a moment? Investigative genetic genealogy in the case that may be going up before the Supreme Court right now. And why does it matter in the Bryan Kohberger case? I don't know, because they used IgG to get to their guy, allegedly. They'll tell you it was WSU, but it wasn't. At surface level, when I go after people because they live in a certain state, I just can't. Yeah, this started immediately in this case. Like, it didn't just start, right? I don't know why it got as crazy as it did, but Cyray did say a lot of things, y'all, and I know people are wanting to blow it off so bad and say he's doing it for a click and a view. He's trying to redeem himself. He's doing all these things. Please understand what he's actually saying. Because he didn't come out and say Kohberger's innocent, did he? Hell no. He said quite the opposite. In fact, he said Idaho had a treasure trove of information against this guy and chose to do nothing about it. Are we not asking why? Instead, we're going to side-eye Cy for coming out and saying a damn thing. Maybe he's trying to show us, y'all, they really fucked up this case. And is it just to hide how they got to Bryan Kohberger? Because they know in the end that's going to be challenged and thrown out of court. So it's easy to come out here and tell you, this guy ain't got a chance, guys. This lawsuit, this thing's going to go nowhere, this post-conviction relief. It's going to go nowhere. My God, he's the guy. Yeah, all that's true. But also, it can be true that Bryan Kohberger could be granted a new trial if he is allowed to take back his plea deal. And I'm not mad about it. Steve Gonsalves isn't mad about it, and we don't really care if the rest of y'all are mad about it, right? That's how he feels about it. He doesn't care what y'all think. Your opinions, our opinion, my opinion, don't matter to Steve Gonsalves. He's going to do exactly what he wants to do when he wants to do it. He always has. Always has. That's what I admired about Steve. It kind of like Ed Smart. Even when the social media was telling you to shut the fuck up and sit down and push him back hardcore, you did it yourself, sir. Ed Smart said, I don't care what y'all say about me. I'm coming out here and I'm talking until my daughter's found. Steve Gonsalves is doing the same thing. Wouldn't you for your daughter? Would you go away quietly because a few people on the internet said you should? Or because people have empathy for you and think it's sad you're doing this on the internet? What people do to his family is sad on the internet. Sajoy, 17 months. Yay. Thank you for being around for 17 months with your beautiful name. I love the name Sajoy. It reminds me to be joyful. I want to combine the sunshine and the joy, and we made it Sajoy. That's the way I see it in my head, Sajoy. Thank you. 100 jewels from Faye. Thank you for that. Guys, I want to have the bigger conversation about the case, right? For people to understand the implications being made. You can make up your own mind, decide what you think. You should. I don't want to come out here and tell you, blow this off or take this seriously. What I am telling you is you might want to look at it, because there's something here to some of the stuff Kohberger is saying, especially when you look at the bigger picture, what Ann Taylor was laying out right before that happened, what's happened since that happened. It's a very calculated Lauren Matthias kind of move, y'all. Calculated. And they're trying to get you to be a part of it. We can just blow off that Kohberger guy. Nothing going to happen there. Meanwhile, they want you to do that. They want to silence everybody so that the loudest voice in the room can be supporters for Bryan Kohberger. Y'all give them what they want, okay? I'm like, hell no, not on my watch. We don't do that. In fact, I side-eye that kind of bullshit, and I'm seeing it, and I'm taking notes, like I said. I just don't know how we can ignore it and pretend it's not a big deal when I think it's a very damn big deal to Steve Gonsalves and his family. Could you imagining? Okay, it's one thing to turn on the internet and see Lauren Matthias. Like, I can only imagine Kresha having to get on the internet because she's got every fucking right to be here like everybody else, right? I'll never say, Kresha, get off the internet so you don't got to see it. Oh, no. She's got the right to be on the internet just like everybody else does, including Steve Gonsalves. So when you sit up here and talk about how much you support Kresha, don't tell Steve Gonsalves to sit down at the same time. Support him. Be there for them while they unpack the reality of their life here with people who give them a safe place to land. In Custody Queens, it was really nice to watch Cyree bust your bubbles, not once but twice, because I reviewed that interview live when it was happening, because I knew it was important. I didn't wait for it to be known for me to notice it was even there. I knew about it. My notification was on before the thing ever aired. Not because I'm consuming the Custody Queens for knowledge. God knows I'll never find it there. Now, Chris Whitcomb, with your shiny little fiction book, Dr. Brent Turvey, let me say this real clear. The defense attorney experts, 2 of them, not just Cyree, the one who was actually telling y'all how fucking horrible Kohberger was, go look at the other guy, Brent Turvey. Go crack that egg and take a gander into that. After Turvey goes on the Custody Queens, Whitcomb goes first. Here's my big book. Here's all my thoughts and theories and FBI sources. Now we're going to go platform Dr. Brent Turvey, a legitimate Dr. Brent Turvey, crime scene reconstructionist, who went on Custody Queens and told every one of them how it was a stage scene. It was a cleanup, laying the groundwork for more support for Bryan Kohberger. Don't miss it. And they all fell all over him. Oh my God, he's brilliant. So then they go and they reach out to Cyree, the other defense expert witness, who was supposed to come tell everybody Bryan Kohberger was stargazing that night. Well, when they platformed him, their little bubbles were burst almost immediately. But we're going to make fun of Cyree and call him names and say he's trying to fix a reputation and we don't know what he's doing. Why would he do it? He's the only one trying to speak the truth on Bryan Kohberger right now, and as long as he's willing to fucking step up to the plate and be a man and do that, I'll be here waiting on all the information he wants to provide, knowing full well I can't vet it yet. Excuse me, ding, 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 I'm not a little girl on the internet finding her way. I understand I can't vet the information, but by God, I can talk about it logically, critically, and know exactly what he's talking about when he says certain times and certain dates, because I have all the other documents to back up what I'm saying. I have the timeline down almost to a T on what came in first and what didn't. Idaho, some of us have always looked critically at your case, full well knowing this is the guy, probably, but you got a fucking problem with your case. And I'm not scared to say it, and I won't ignore it because it's, put the guy away situation. I want the conviction to stick. Each and every time, the convictions have to stick, y'all. We got Letitia Stalk getting a new fucking trial. That shouldn't be happening. Alex Murdaugh shouldn't be happening. Adam Montgomery sure as fuck shouldn't be happening. You damn well better give Rick Allen a shot at that same luck. And give it to Bryan Kohberger if it exists. Because we need to tell Idaho what you did was dirty. What you did to the families was even dirtier. Such a race to get a guy's name. You couldn't slow your roll in that IGG. You didn't give a fuck about the legal implications as long as we got the guy's name. We'll figure that part out later. How to hide it. How to deal with that tip of information. All right. This show could literally go on all day, and I have a bunch of stuff I could show you to back it all up. But I'm running out of time because I got to be back tonight at 6 for a very important show. My dog is being loud and growly. And maybe some people came in and got the little bit of facts they wanted and they dipped out already. I'm not sure what's happened here. We don't like to stick around for the facts too long sometimes. We just got to, I don't get it anymore. I don't get what draws the attention to the viewer. I don't get what anybody's here for anymore. I honestly don't know anymore. And nothing will cause me more frustration than the Idaho 4 case, especially when I'm clocking the internet and I'm watching the internet and I'm watching how they're ignoring everything happening in this case because it's Cy Salty, your baby channel. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut up. Well, I laid out a theory about Ann Taylor that Cy literally sat there and backed up after I went out and put my theory. I'm not saying my theory's right, but I'm saying I fucking thought about it already, and I'm not an idiot, and I know damn well what I think I'm seeing here, and I think, Cy, you agree with me. Whether we're right or not, buddy, it remains to be seen. If we were right, I doubt anybody will come back and say, damn, girl, you was right on that. I doubt it. We wouldn't want people to know Salty was right about something. She might get a few more clicks and views. Oh, yeah, that girl that talks about true crime? That grifter? We heard about those. We're not going to watch. Is somebody got a live on about that Laura Mathias lady yet? Sorry, I was being a total fucking asshole right there, and I'm not sorry. They're trying to steal my joy, mess up my vibe, and I'm not going to allow it. But what I will do is stand up and support the families in the Idaho 4 case. I will support any decision Stephen Christie Gonzalez makes, no matter how I personally feel about it. It's not my child. It's not my life. I'm not going to stand up here and say, bad on Brian Entin for holding alive with. They asked for it, people. By God, if they can ask for it and be strong enough to take it, I'm going to be strong enough to stand there and support them through it, regardless of how difficult it is. Because on my darkest days and my child died, I appreciated that one person standing there beside me. Just let me be in my peace. Let me be in my moment and let me be in my feels. But you're not going nowhere, are you? That's what I can try to offer Steve and Christy Gonzalez. Not going anywhere. Not today, at least. The good Lord says otherwise. That's different. We can't argue with that man. He gonna do it anyway. I let God do what he does. I'm learning how to build a better boat. If it's working, I don't know. It might float, it might not. But I'm learning how to build a better boat. And bitch, if you ain't on my team, get the fuck out. There ain't no life rafts here. Fuck, you did that to yourself. Anyway, as I was trying to reiterate some of the stuff or explain why Cy was saying some things, I think I was being it was hard to follow because it's hard to follow a chat conversation like that, though, right? And like I said, I'd wanted to go live today, and with the intent was to do a bigger live and to show you some really thing outside of the drama of this list of bad actors on YouTube, bad actors on YouTube, a list of them motherfuckers, and showing the weeds of it all. I was going to get down to the facts and show you why a lot of this shit's important, but we're going to have to circle back to it because I got a bigger show to do later today that I need to get to. We will be talking about the Danielle Bell case tonight. I just wanted to get some of my thoughts out there, especially I was in Jay's last night as everybody was watching that. A lot of you, I guess, were seeing that for the first time because they didn't know I'd already done like 2 shows on the custody queen ladies and what's going on over there and why what Cy was saying was important. If you didn't know that Whitcomb had already been over there running his fucking mouth and you didn't know that Turvey was already over there running that damn pie hole, you wouldn't have got why it was important to watch Cy on that same platform, right? Yeah, I get it, but please, when I'm trying to let some people do know some things. Tiny channels sometimes do know things. All right, guys. Y'all go have a good afternoon. Do all the thingies. Get yourself some lunch. I think I'm getting a little hungry now. A little curd burger works me up for an appetite. I'm going to go get me some food. And I'm going to get my show set up so I can email Bonnie the link. And we're going to talk about the case tonight. Thank you, Forrest. There is a link right there to Missing Child Danielle Bell official link. That is the link tree. You will find a link to Danielle's Law. You will find a link to Bonnie Bell's Facebook and TikTok. She has a YouTube channel, but not a lot goes on there. Her presence is large on Facebook. And there's a reason for this family member having a large push on Facebook. There's a reason. Don't go, oh my God, there's a fan. No. Don't. You better come correct when you come about this case. Bonnie Bell has a platform on TikTok and on Facebook, and she can do whatever the hell she pleases. But there's a reason these families start these accounts. And it's not because they're drama queens and they want, y'all got to understand with these cold cases, trying to get people to talk 25 years later, you got to put it in their face each and every time. So we're going to help Bonnie do that tonight because we always putting it in the faces locally. Always. We don't let up. We have to because we know there's people out there who don't want to talk. They're afraid. They're older. All kinds of things go into that. But we got to keep it out there, right? So we're going to do that. So we'll You can find all the information on the link tree. We're going to go into a little more detail tonight about Danny's Law and what it actually encompasses and what they're trying to do here as far as change. There's some good things about this law that really need to be implemented. And if it takes a family of a missing child of 25 years to try to help get this done based on their experiences, then we're here to help get that information out. We don't want to cover missing person cases anymore. It's 2026. How do they just disappear, never to be seen again? Today, 25 years ago, was already questionable. How's this happening? How do 14-year-old girls just disappear? How do little boys just disappear? How do old ladies just disappear? So hopefully we can try to shed some light on some things, get some information from Bonnie, and share what's out there. And y'all can also find the link there to sign the petition to try to get the law on the books, to get it, before the Florida courts here, and to get it considered. A lot of times Florida does do it. Enough push, they're like, yes, we will do this, we'll enact this law. We have the laws that were enacted for Gannon Stock after the fiasco, where during a FOIA request, because they took advantage of Florida's large FOIA request honoring system, they got the autopsy results and photos from Gannon Stock, because Letitia, the fucking nasty witch, dropped that baby off a suitcase right here in my hometown, right off the side of a bridge, thinking it would end up in Pensacola Bay and be swept to the Gulf of Mexico. You found out differently, didn't you, Letitia? You fucked around and found all the way out. With your new trial coming in hot, bullshit. Anyway, once that creator got her hands on that child's autopsy reports and photos, she ran to her Patreon, clicks and views of it all, fucking Patreon. She goes over there, puts them behind a paywall, and wants you to come pay. Zav Girl, was that her name? Come pay to look at this baby's autopsy photos. You can no longer do that in the state of Florida. You're not getting them. You're no longer getting them. We're protecting the babies. Gannon Stock, Madeline Soto, you're never going to get those autopsy photos or those full reports ever again. It's called fuck around and find out in Florida. We will not change our laws because a couple of y'all want to be stupid. You're going to get your FOIA request, but you ain't getting the goods on the babies anymore. You fucking deranged fuckers. All right. End of tyrant. End of tyrant. I like the ones who come in for the facts and then bolt. CH says, took me a while to find this link for you about digital forensic analysis tool-induced biases, misleading data presentation as a biasing source. You know what, CH, because you don't want reverse engineering, right? Like with Kohberger, it was like a reverse engineered investigation. Not like we got a grainy car footage, we got a cell phone ping and a geofence warrant. We know that didn't happen because his phone was turned off. So he wasn't even in the geofence warrant to be pulled out of there. Like Carlos, right? In the Nancy Guthrie case. Yeah, I pay attention. So one thing Cy says is critically important, y'all. And this is, I got to do the bigger show, and I'm covering the trial, but so I may have to do a nighttime. I got to get it in there because people need to people who want to understand. No one needs to do a damn thing. For those who want to understand. State of Idaho says when Bryan Kohberger left that apartment in Pullman, Washington, that he drove down Highway 270 straight to Moscow. And the PCA claims they have a car sighting, multiple car sightings, heading from Pullman down Highway 270 into Moscow. And it matches with a phone ping because, hey, the guy's got his phone off. So we don't really know where he's going based on phone data, right? We're just tracking a car on camera. That's not Kohberger's car going down Highway 270. Because that's not the way he went. So whose car is it? A random white car that we're saying belongs to Bryan Kohberger, not used by the FBI to determine year, make, and model. Why would they do that? Sloppy investigation? We don't have his phone records to review for 2 hours. All we got's car footage. Do we see a white car anywhere? Oh, look, there's one. Is that what happened there? Idaho? Now, a lot of us wondered, why is Bryan Kohberger on Indian Hills Road? It's like doesn't make a lick of fucking sense, no matter how you look at it. Oh, Cyree, you might have helped a few of them get there. I want to show y'all something real quick before we go, because we're going to go into this. I'll say it today. We will be doing a much broader discussion about this one night this week. So I'm putting it out there. We're going to be doing it, and we're going to try to understand why it's important. Okay, I just need to say that. We're already going to do that. All right. Idaho state line's over here to the right. Notice the town of Sunshine down here just beneath Highway 270. Over here's Pullman, Washington. Highway 270 runs out of Pullman, Washington, straight down the highway to the Idaho state line. Once you get there, it now becomes Highway 8 in Moscow, Idaho. That will lead you right into Highway 95. Okay? Over here into the King Road area, into the neighborhood. Oh, here, Highway 8. Oh, whoa. Now, Highway 95 runs out of Moscow back down toward Lewiston. State of Idaho says Bryan Kohberger came in all the way down 270, making a beeline for Highway 95 in Idaho. Well, that's odd since there is a lot of cameras back there. Maybe he did until he got to the state line. And then he ducked around and went the back way to try to make it look like he came in the wrong way. And he ends up over here on the Indian Hills Road. Cyree's got a pretty good idea. Well, he knows, according to phone records, what Kohberger did. Why did Idaho miss it? Why did the FBI miss it? Maybe because the date the warrant went out for Bryan Kohberger's phone was after the 7-day timing advance records were no longer there. Because if a warrant for Kohberger's phone went out immediately when WSU said, hey, we got a car, and by the way, a phone number 2, they could have gotten more data that wasn't overridden yet. But no, we fucked around and waited to December 19th when IGG said he's the guy. Or did it say? Who said he was the guy? Was it IGG or a cousin? Maybe I should leave it there and let the critical thinkers rack their brain for the rest of the day and see if we can collectively come up with some things. Because I think I know what route you took, Kohberger, based on what Cyree is saying. Especially once we get over here and gets a look-see-loo around. They got to think about some things, guys. It's okay. And I want y'all to know, I'm not telling y'all who to go watch. I'm not sending y'all out there to go hate on somebody. I'm not sending the demons out to get the big bad guys. Y'all do you. Y'all do anyway, right? I'm nobody's mama. I'm no one's keeper. But I'm not a bully on the internet either. And I ain't trying to start a war with creators and make this a thing. I'm just pointing out Bryan Kohberger's got a lot of support on the internet. He always has. And if y'all think it don't matter, you're not in true crime the way you should be. You're not paying attention. You're only here sometime. I see where y'all are all at. So I appreciate those coming in to have the conversation and try to figure out what's going on here. What does this mean? Why is this even happening? You know what I mean? If we don't have enough voices trying to show y'all why it's happening, then it's easy to blow it all off as nothing. And anybody covering it right now is just out for a click and a view. Get off the fucking surface. If I hear one more time, it's for a click and a view, I'm going to break, literally, in my head. Because that's so fucking high schoolish. I can point a million fingers and claim they're here for a click and a view, couldn't I? I can do that all day, every day. That's so easy. It's so easy. Y'all, the real manipulators want you to think it's all about a click and a view, because then you're not paying attention to how you're being manipulated. Jesus Christ almighty me. Hey, Firefly. I had to go live and talk about a few things. People are highly confused about what's going on here with Idaho 4 and why we're even talking about it, or why Cyray's doing this, why the family's doing that. So I'm trying to unpack it a little bit and give everybody a little more to think about than what they are thinking about. I don't know. I want to help the families understand what's happening. I want to help the families get their side of the story out, not a narrative. I'm not doing that word. But understand there's a huge social media push ramping up right now for Bryan Kohberger, and they will annihilate the victims along the way. Fucking let them rile themselves up with all the support they want to muster. I don't care. But watch and mark my words, they're going to annihilate the family along the way. And true crime drama people, I'm watching. Y'all came straight at true crimers and told every fucking buddy out there that anybody covering true crime is a fucking grifter. Excuse me, grifter? What did you just say? Turns out I'm not a little girl on the internet. I'm a fucking grown-ass woman who ain't scared. And yeah, you want to go live and tell everybody that all true crimers are big, bad, nasty grifters, and nobody said a fucking word. And I'm like, no, y'all, they're not all like that. Jesus Christ. Are y'all talking about them Kohberger people? Or them fucking fools wreaking havoc in Sebastian Rogers' case? What are y'all talking about? In fact, we should probably, if I had more time, I'd go view. I guarantee it. They're talking about each other. But that's okay. That's what we're here for. Okay, y'all are weird. Not y'all, but them. I find that to be a liar, pants on fire situation. I find that to be for clicks and views. I'm sorry, grift much? You want to call true crimers grifters? That's so easy to do. To sit up on your high motherfucking horse and point a finger and call them all grifters. We support the families. but you're about to lay into some fucking weirdo on the internet you never actually met for 5 fucking solid hours. Okay. See? Nasty. Nasty, I tell you. Yeah, we're not going to worry about they, Firefly. We're not here to change their minds, right? What we can do is push the other, I guess, narrative out there. That's how we can help the families counteract what's happening in real time. Them pro burgers ain't coming to watch my show to gain a little knowledge and a little insight and to unpack both sides fairly. They're coming to see if I'm stalking or saying harassing information in my live stream that they can yell about later when they go live. And we don't really fucking care. If y'all see them coming at the Salty Sleuth, I don't care. Don't tell me about it. I'll see it myself eventually. I don't fucking care. I expect it when I come on the internet and say certain things. I already know the blowback about to happen, y'all. I don't need y'all to tell me or wake me up there. Salty, are you sleeping? Are you okay, girl? You're new to the internet, so let us show you how it's done. Excuse me, I see how y'all fucking doing it. I don't want no part of that. We'll continue to grow over here organically and naturally all by ourselves. Thank you. We still sit just under the amount of subscribers that Joe motherfucking Schmo has. Can you imagine that? I don't lose any sleep over it. I rarely look at the numbers until somebody reminds me. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because that's not my end game here. I promise y'all, I'm not sitting here thinking, is this thumbnail about to drive the viewers? Is my title catchy enough? Am I on the right side of wrong today? I know, Firefly. You make stop it. You're aging us. Oh my God, this case has been a wild ride, and I've never liked. And I'm gonna say it. It's not like I'm intrigued with Brian Koberger. Oh motherfucking yes, I am, because that motherfucker is a prolific wannabe serial killer. He was about to wreak havoc on the world, and I guarantee y'all this: if they hadn't caught Brian Koberger, I'm not so sure Xana Kernodle's sister would still be alive today. I think she would have been his second victim. No, second target. He already has 4 victims. And he liked it. And I worry about Xana's sister. Was that motherfucker following her? Was he watching her every fucking move after he killed her sister? Did he get off on the fucking fight that Xana Kernodle gave him? Idaho, what the fuck were y'all doing with this guy? And why would the FBI allow you, give you information they know motherfucking good well they don't want no one to know about, because some hotshot attorneys might go up against this shit later? Did they honestly think that word salad we saw in court hearings was really going to land? Because we all knew there's some fuckery here, couldn't figure it out, because we know the guy's probably guilty, so why the fuckery, right? We're learning why. And I don't like sloppy investigations. I don't like reverse engineering. I don't like none of this shit, because I'm watching a family in real time try to figure out what this man did to their family, and the fucking prosecutor will not tell them. Ask yourselves why Bill Thompson won't tell them. So go live this week, y'all, with your big shiny shows and take Bill Thompson's ass to motherfucking school right along with John Matthias. Let's do that. I'm ready for it. I'll do it. I won't sleep all week long. I'll stream a very important trial during the day. I'll catch me a little evening nap and dinner, and I'll come the fuck back at night for shits and motherfucking giggles. I'll do it for fun. Mods, y'all can sleep. I'll be okay. I'll just sit here and just mod the chat. I'll put up some ridiculous shit for us all to watch, and I'm just going to sit here and see who shows up for it. And it's going to all be counteracting the bullshit I see happening to victims on the internet. Dial-up tone. You remember that disgusting noise back in the day when we first got our computers and that damn dial-up shit? That was so annoying. Fucking hated it. It took forever. It just took forever. All right, so y'all just take everything Cyree is saying with a grain of salt. What I mean by that is people are going to tell you to ignore him. He's just here to clean up a reputation, not understanding why he even needs to. They just say it. Again, I don't know why that's even being said. There's just a lot. If you're not going to come correct and you don't want to understand the information being presented and you think it's all a bunch of bullshit, then just be quiet right now and don't say another word. It's okay. Leave it alone. Let it go. If it's unimportant, lay it down, sit it down, let it go and walk away. That's okay too. There's plenty of other stuff to cover. All right, guys, y'all go have a good afternoon. I'm going to go smoke a cigarette and grab my peace back. I'm actually in peace right now. I'm actually in a really good mood. Hella, I'm in a good mood today. God dang, go figure. And I don't have to go live and talk about Ted. Ted, you little weird man, losing Jesus over there, making people go live streaming, talking about Ted Investigates. Oh, that's really something to talk. Oh, in fact, fuck, why not? Hold on. I'm going to show y'all what Crama Drama talks about versus what's happening to the Idaho 4 families and victims. That's what they're here for, right? Isn't that what Crama Drama does for a motherfucking living? They call out them big, bad, true crime grifters, right? Right? Ain't that what they do? Let's go see. Let's go see. Boy, they're going to be big mad at me in a minute. Queen Bee, you gonna go live and talk about me? Are you gonna go live and talk about me, Queen Bee? Buzzy, Buzzy. You fucking wretched witch. Y'all keep my motherfucking name out your mouths. You nasty little heifers. Hold up. I'm not watching their shit. We're going to look at their little fucking thumbnails. That's what we're going to... Trisha, them thumbnails are fucking wild, ain't they? We're going to look, Trisha. We hear you. You see that Trisha warned me there's people with bad thumbnails out there. Makes Trisha upset. Saturday Shenanigans. Cosplay. Chris Stans. Have a hot mic and kratom. Yeah, that allegedly BJ lady that everybody hated and loved, and her and her husband had a hot mic moment, and it wasn't pretty. Did the Crama channels come out and talk about... wait, let me rephrase it. Did y'all speak on that once that video come out? Did you speak on it? Did you speak on it? Or did you let it go because now she's your friend? Oh, asking for a friend. I'm watching. Then it says, copy, paste, and consequences. Perspective is loud when it's personal. Personal. Holy cow. The loserdom goes lower. Let's talk about all the things. Open panel. Hump Day Shenanigans. Seth Rogers files a $25 million lawsuit. Oh, let's do a throwback stream. J is for J is a racist. Ma'am, you better back that shit up right now. You got a motherfucking receipt. What are they doing over here? I ain't been over here and that other lady been going live. I heard this one was too, but I ain't seen her. Her thumbnails are distressing me. What? Meltdowns, manic meltdowns, man babies and more threats, buzz, banter, and beyond. Not one thumbnail about Idaho 4 victims being trashed. Be seated. You might be Tim. Be seated. Joe Schmo wanted to go over here onto her channel and do something. I don't fucking know. I was like, do it, dude. Do it. God dang it. I wished he did it. He thought he thought he could go over there and people would like him again. We would all understand that he was just helping Lauren. He was just helping Lauren. And Queen Bee was going to help tell us all about it. Because she's the Queen Bee. By God. Tragedy vultures played the victim of the laws they broke. Wow. Hunted down and assaulted for a bad review. What? For a bad review? I was accidentally in a chat the other day that came on. I thought, what's the girl going to talk about? And I got in there and the first thing I heard was, okay, chatters, be real careful about what you say in the chat. People are watching. Be careful how you word it. I was like, oh, fuck, we got to watch our words and how we say it. Peace the fuck out. All the way out. Backing out slowly now. Why I got to come in your chat and watch my mouth? A side-eye chat's where I'm told to watch my mouth in the chat. If the host tells me, watch my mouth, people might... Who's looking at my chats, ma'am? Buzzy? Or that aggressive nonsense lady gonna take me to school again and put out misinformation about me? That lady? Huh. Let's see what she got on her little thingies. Hold on. We're not done. We're supposed to be calling out the bad apples, right? Is that what we do now? We call out the bad apples? The grifters? We call out the grifters? Oh, hell, they live right now. Day 11, no proof and no excuses. And the thumbnail's quite disturbing. Holy motherfuck. Look at that, y'all. Is that supposed to be Queen Bee or Clue? I'm confused. Oh, Ted Investigates. The new favorite. Ted, Ted wreaks so much havoc on these internet streets that we gotta hold live streams about Ted. But not the Idaho 4 victims travesty happening. Oh wait, this is her. No shade. I don't know these people. They say they're here to tear down the true crime world. From what I see, they're tearing down one another. And no one cares about the victims of the Idaho 4 case anymore. That case is over with, Salty. It's gone away forever. Y'all barely covered the nonsense out there about it anyway. The only time y'all did was when Detective John took Dago to fucking school on live streams and Cluminati wrote in hot on a song to take up for Dago. Yeah, I've been around a long time. Y'all really wish I hadn't been. Some of y'all really wish that I hadn't been. I'm still looking to see if there's any thumbnails about what's going on in the Idaho 4 case. How people call the family liars and they know the truth, and the custody queens up there, having little orgasms over Dylan Mortensen. Where's all that at? No, just a daily reminder, the dangerous accusations by Elevated Truth. That elevated truth, guys, no fucking count anymore. I mean, like let sleeping dogs lie. Jesus Christ, they got kicked to the curb to the kick. Can we keep them at the kick? Y'all keep bringing them back to YouTube over and over and over. Let them bitches go to kick and stay there, like for real. Anyway, there you go. Just on and on and on and on about each other. Oh, wait. We got the Bullhorn Betty and the Jess Machada hot button topic. Got to make sure I get a show in on that, don't I? Not the web sleuths. Girl, there's enough of us covering web tubes. You stick to what you know over there. I'm being an asshole now because I know what's happening before my fucking eyes. Grift much in the name of victims? While you tell everybody how horrible true crimers are? We're the ones grifting, not these other people. Y'all? Okay, I got to go have a cigarette. I got to go ponder my thoughts and make sure I didn't just become another weird lady on the internet running her mouth that didn't make any fucking sense. Nonsense. We don't want a bunch of nonsense. We don't want the nonsense. All right, guys, 6 p.m. I will be back with our show. Sorry, I was checking a message. Hang on, this. People are really confused about Brian Enton because one person makes a comment on the internet and the whole chat. Y'all, look. Have y'all met Brian Enton? That man ain't no baby. He don't give a flying fuck about your armchair analysis about what he did on that show. Brian Enton's smart and a very critical thinker. And yeah, he might look tired. He travels. Y'all, god dang, grow up. He's a grown ass man with gray motherfucking hair. Brian Enton's well aware of what he's doing. He's no fucking little baby. He's a grown ass man. Don't hold his hand. He didn't ask for it. Weird. That is so weedish to me. Oh, well, don't blame Brian. Nobody's blaming Brian. Poor Brian. He's tired. Y'all did. Brian's ready to shut this show down. Brian Enton was taking motherfucking notes, people, because he knows the case and he knows the facts and he heard things incredibly interesting and incredibly important to the case. So, Brian Enton, while the world wonders what the fuck you were doing and if you're okay, I get it, and I see you, and I'm applauding in the background. I appreciate the hard work and actual critical thinking and actual stories that we can look at. And when I'm having a certain thought about a certain way and nobody wants to talk to me about it, lo and behold, my little Brian Enton's going to pop up a video about it real soon. He does it each and every time. It validates me in my mind privately. Okay, you weren't fucking crazy. You were actually just critically thinking. Too bad the masses wouldn't come along just for 5 minutes. All right. Yeah, I don't enjoy doing those, Faye. You know, that's the thing. People got that wrong too. I didn't enjoy going live and ripping Joe to shreds. I got fucking pissed because behind the scenes, that man's telling me one motherfucking thing and telling the public an absolute another thing. And I'm not tolerating that shit. No, sir. You're not going to try to get me behind the scenes on a motherfucking phone call and say all this to me and then go out there and not say a word publicly? No, sir. You really want to go find a channel to unpack it all on, Joe? I'll be that girl for you. And I was so glad that I could. I don't enjoy doing stuff like that. I fucking hate it. But I'll do it again if I need to. All right, guys. Y'all go have a good day. I'll see you back here in a couple hours. Let me go get set up so I can send this link over to Bonnie. and I want us all to come back with our good energy later. And, we're going to come correct. We're going to let this shit go. We got a long week with the trial. We all know that's heavy, and we'll be unpacking Kohberger stuff in between. But I wanted to show everybody who's really confused about what's going on, why some of what's happening is important, especially when you got Cy saying that, well, they were going to get to Kohberger anyway. They were already under the name. He doesn't know everything. People who are evaluating what Cy's doing don't know everything. I don't know everything. But by God, understand there's something bigger happening here. And if someone tells you don't look at it because it's not a big deal, question the critical thinking. Because you don't want to wake up in 2 or 3 months and go, holy fuck, there was something to that? I thought there wasn't nothing to it. Don't be that girl or guy. I'll see y'all back here soon. Hopefully. Come support a family who needs support. Come help make change and get laws passed for missing children going forward.
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe.